Thoughts on Casper? Okay. Casper. I have no idea what Casper is. But we can put Casper into the trade grid and see what it looks like. Jiva commented on your group. This group, everything. Okay, whatever. Casper. ASPA. It's not a stock symbol. You got to give me a stock symbol so I can work with it. What is that? Right there. Huh, that's weird.
Having a problem?
Of course I'm having problems.
Having technical difficulties.
All right. Hey, Doc's just showed up. Hey, Doc, how's it going? Yo, how is it? Gmore, Cube. Cube. Is that Qube? Qube. That's not a stock symbol either. Casper the Ghost. Yeah, maybe, yeah. That's a good one. Twice says, maybe you don't belong here. It's one of those things. This is a little crooked. Facebook's a little crooked. All right. Insurance broker. Michael, evening, James. If I created a Schwab account, can I practice with Thinkorswim? Absolutely. It's in pre-sale. Well, that's not going to do us any good whatsoever. Skywater. No, not at all either. Okay, we're looking for specifically dividend stock companies that have increased their dividend payments to their shareholders for more than 20 years. ALB. Here we go. That one I can do.
Yeah.
ALB. Albemarle. And just to let you know, I did buy some Albemarle today. So I do own some Albemarle, so gotta retire that. Applebee's and Chili's. You gotta give me the ticker symbols. Okay? You actually the ticker symbol, because Applebee's is not a ticker symbol. All right. All righty. Oh, getting comfortable here. That's ALB. ALB, Albemarle. And one more thing for Albemarle. And that would be here, ALB. Try that again, ALB. Okay, so Albemarle has its dividend on the 14th, which is not next week, but the week after. So that gives us 2 weeks. CARA, C-A-R-A. All right, I'll write that down. C-A-R-A. All right, we'll get to that one next. CARA. NEM. All right, I'll do that one after that.
No.
NEM. It's like I would say, NEM,
Don't.
NEM, NEM, help me, NEM. I'll get you my fridge. Okay, B-R-I-N. B-R-I-N. Yeah, I never heard that one. TSLA, no. I want to see me laugh. Yeah, no, King, ain't happening. I'm not even going to bother with Tesla. All right, Albemarle, B-R-L-N. Okay, that doesn't sound familiar, but, you know, we'll go from here to there. What percentage did you get this on ALB this morning? Well, hey, let's check it out. Oh, wait a second. I think ALB is in a different account. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's in a different account.
Wait for it.
Yeah. ALB is in a different account. PLTR. PLTR. APM. Did I ride the wave with APM? No dividend. No, I wouldn't know. Doc, I didn't think you'd buy stuff in this account on Fridays. Well, I do. When I have money sitting there doing nothing and it looks okay. I did buy JWN this morning. BRK. BRCK. CK. How do you learn to trade options? Well, that's simple enough. Just sit here, chill for a little bit. Now, I'm going to be here till about 11, 11:30. So just pace yourself. Watch what I do. We're going to buy good quality dividend stock, and then we'll sell a option against it. Now, she stole my cookie. I made her cookies, and she actually stole my cookie. I had it sitting right there, and she stole it. Thanks, honey. Got a pal. Really? And you're going to eat it right in front of me. All right. Okay. Anyway, AGNC. AGNC. Okay, so for you guys that are new here, Got 190 people. For those of you new here, I actually buy quality what is it, CCI? Never heard of them. We'll take a look. CCI. I buy quality dividend stock companies. Hey, Michael, we'll lose. Oh, that Michael's not here. AGNC is at its premium. Okay. No CCL. I'm a Series 6. Well, insurance broker. Do you deal with ITFs? Insurance? No, IDF. Insurance. This is for you. Sufinza. Okay, I can't even pronounce that name. Can you walk through an example using Exxon or something? Yeah, we'll do that. Exxon Mobil. XOM and Pepe. PEPE. All right. I'm going to stop the questions for a little bit. What is an IDF? It's an insurance dedicated fund. So one of the girls said that she was in a Series 6 agent, which deals with funds. So I was just wondering if she was familiar with insurance dedicated funds, because I'm looking to create an insurance dedicated fund. And maybe if you have a chance, if you're still listening, send me a DM with your number. We can chat, because I have some really exciting stuff I want. I actually do want to create my own fund. That's going to get neither here nor there. All right, I'm going to turn the questions off for a little bit. Hey, Michael, I didn't see you this morning or this afternoon. All right, I'm going to turn the comments off for a little bit, because I do get distracted easy. And we have a nice little list to go through. So we're going to go through a little list. Yeah, but I only do Franklin Templeton. Yeah, but I was there. Okay. I like to roll over covered calls on Friday for the next week when they are down to 1. Yeah, so do I. But, okay. I'm going to turn these questions off. All right. All right, no more questions for a little bit. Let me go through these stocks right here. After we go through these stocks, I'll turn it back on again. These stocks right here. Then I'll turn the questions back on again. That way I don't get distracted. Okay, ALB is first on the list. Now, for those of you that are new here, we only look at pre-qualified dividend stocks. Okay, those are companies that have decent dividends. Okay, increased dividends consistently. I like to see dividends that have increased for a minimum of 20 years. Okay, that means higher and higher dividends every single year. So absolute worst case scenario, you get a higher dividend. Okay, fine. Now, if a stock goes down, you need to have some kind of backup plan. So the dividend is kind of like my backup plan. All right, ALB is first on the list. And for those of you new here, you can actually see how this process works. Okay, first thing we want to do is find out into the calendar. Okay, I want to put calendar to find out exactly when they pay the dividend, because I like to buy a week or two before the EX date. That way it gives a stock plenty of time for it to move to the upside. Because I found over the years of doing this, a lot of stocks move before the EX dividend date. Before they pay the dividend, they have a tendency to move on the upside. And I like that. You can tell I'm Italian because we use our hands to do our talking. All right, so that's the dividend. Not this week, okay? Not next week, but the week after. Okay, so we had 2 weeks for ALB. Okay, now, second thing I want to look at is the 1-year chart. Now, a year ago today, we were at the high of the year at 255.01. Okay, I love the movement it has. It has profit taken, it goes up, profit taken up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. See, I like it when there is a pattern. Now, we looked at a couple of stocks over the week that didn't have any patterns to them, and it's really challenging, for me anyway, to jump in on something that I can't quite understand. Okay? Now, let's look at the last 90 days. 90 days ago today would be on the 8th, right there. Okay, so 90 days ago today, we had a low at 112. Not the bottom, but it was still a low. Nice escalation to the end of the year. She ended up the year at 153.25. Okay, now look at the big drop it had. Okay, big drop. Okay, now the bottom of the 90-day period was Tuesday. But prior to that, look what happened on the 5th. Way down there. Okay, let's jump to the last 30 days. Right, here we go. Last 30 days. Up, profit taking. Up, profit taking. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. 8 days to the upside. Okay, of course we're going to have profit taking. I remember back a couple, at the beginning of the week, I said, hey, there's going to be profit taking eventually. And look what happened. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today. Okay, this big gap right here, I get a feeling that this thing's going to fill sometime next week or the week after. Okay? Oh, look, she come gave me a cookie back. Isn't that nice of her? She stole my cookie and she just came back and gave me another one. All right, she didn't steal it. She appropriated it. There's a difference. All right, so our 30-day top was the 1st of March. Okay, 2 days later, our 30-day bottom, wait a minute, the 1st of March was 143.19. 2 days later, we're at the bottom at 106.69. Is that right? 143 to 106? That's like $37 drop. That's a big drop in 2 days. Wow. Okay, so anyway, Albemarle dropped nicely. Okay, so the 6th, a little bit on the upside. The 7th, a little bit on the upside. The 8th, a little bit on the upside. So that's today. We had a high today of 124.25. Now I do have Albemarle in a different account, not the one here that I'm showing you right now, but I do own it in a different account. Okay. Now let's take a quick look at seasonality, so we have an idea of what to expect from Albemarle the next couple of weeks. So here we are, the next couple of weeks. Okay, here's the 8th. Okay, 2 weeks from now would be the 23rd. Right about there. Okay, so it goes down a little bit, up a little bit. Nothing major. No big, huge jumps, no big, huge drops. Okay. So what do the numbers look like? Now, what do I mean, what do the numbers look like? We know what the last trade was. We know what the bid is, and we know what the ask is. Okay, the bid is what we could sell it for if we owned it. The ask is what we'd pay for it if we're going to buy it. Okay, so if I'm going to buy it at 118.69, okay, I would be looking at the 119s. Okay, I would buy it first thing Monday morning. Okay, at 118. Where is it? 118.69. Okay, now the strike prices. These are the options. Okay, the options are that they call them strike prices, and this one goes in $1 increments. So it's 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, so on and so forth. So if I buy it at 118.69, the closest strike price would be the 119. All right, so if I sell somebody the right to buy it from me at 119, they would pay a premium. All right, that's what a covered call is. I'd buy 100 shares or 500 shares or whatever, however many you want to buy. Okay, to do covered calls, you have to have a minimum of 100 shares. Okay, so 100 shares equals 1 contract. 200 shares, 2 contracts. 300 shares, 3 contracts, so on and so forth. Okay, so 100 shares, I'd be able to sell 1 contract. When I sell that 1 contract, that would be $3. Okay, so what exactly is that return? So I'm bring up my calculator. Okay. Okay, so the 119s are going for $3. So $3, and the purchase price is 118.69. So that is 2.5% for the week. All right, so if I bought it first thing Monday morning at the opening price. Now these numbers are all going to change. Okay, as soon as the market opens, they all change. But the math stays the same. Okay, the bid and the ask are going to change. The ask is the price you're going to pay for it. Okay, the bid is what you'd sell it for. Now the difference between the bid and the ask is called the spread. think of a grocery store owner, okay, 7-Eleven or a supermarket or whatever, the Circle K, okay. The owner would buy a gallon of milk for $3. He would turn around and he would sell the gallon of milk for $4. The difference between what he paid for it and what he sells it is the spread. Uh-oh. See that little thing just popped up? That means Thinkorswim is doing some crap. Which means they're closing and okay. And then I have to update. Once a week. And they don't tell you exactly when it is going to be. They just do it when they feel like it. And it's not letting me do it. I'm going to have to close it out. You know what? I'm going to close it out. I'll take questions. And we'll go while Thinkorswim is rebooting. Looks like it's still open. Yeah, that has me in a different account. Okay. Nice to have more than one account then, isn't it? I get comfortable. 2 or 3 hours in one spot gets a little uncomfortable. Okay, where were we? We were on ALB. Now I have no control when the company they reboot their updates. I have no control when they do updates. So Thinkorswim just did an update. Now you're asking why is this one open? Well, because this is a Thinkorswim also. Thinkorswim was bought out. Wait a minute. Thinkorswim was bought out by TD Ameritrade about a decade ago. And then Charles Schwab bought out TD Ameritrade. So I have a few accounts at TD Ameritrade and a few accounts at Schwab. So the account we were just on was with Schwab. So we're now looking at the Thinkorswim with TD Ameritrade. And it'll be just a matter of time before they take this one and they switch it on over. But they haven't done it yet. So let's go back to ALB the last couple of days. Okay, yeah, it went down. This is where we at 118. So we're looking over the numbers at 118. ALB. Okay. Okay, so the 118. Not that one. This one. There you go. That looks right. Okay, so the 119 is going for $3. So we take the amount that I could sell the covered call for, which would be the 119. So if I buy it at 118.69, the closest one is the 119. The 119 is selling for $3. $3 is 2.5% of the purchase price. So if it goes above 319, sorry, if it goes above 119, okay, I will make the difference between 118 and 169, which is an extra 31 cents. So you add 31 cents on top of that $3, and you actually earn a little bit more money. And how much would that be? 331 divided by 1869. All right, 2.78%. Okay, that's good too. Is it rude to eat cookies while I'm talking to you guys? I just made them a little while ago. So, they are good though. Anyway, so that's Albemarle. Hypothetically speaking, they all work that way. You have the dividend coming up. Okay, not home screen. There. ALB. On the 14th. Okay, we're at the 8th now. So Albemarle is on the 14th. Okay, so here's the funny thing. At the 119, all right, here we are right now at 118.33. All right, see that chart right there? 118.33. Now she dropped from the 30-day top to the 30-day bottom. It dropped like 30. Was it $30? From the top 143 to 106. That's $37. $37 drop. Okay, now from the 30-day bottom, she's up to the 123. Okay, and she has all this space up here to close in. So like I said, if I buy it first thing Monday morning, which it is when I circle them, yeah, when it's circled, that means I'm buying that on Monday. Okay, now I did buy Albemarle in a different account because I got 5 accounts, but I only share 2 of them with you guys. Okay, I only share 2. Yeah. So I'll be buying some of that Monday because here's the thing. If I buy it at the market, the 118.69, I sell it to 119. If it goes above 119, right, I collect a $3 premium. I collect the 31 cents difference between the purchase price and the strike price of 119, and I'll get to collect the dividend. It's like, that's almost 3%. Wait a second, let's try it again. All right, clear. So it's $3 for the premium, okay? And then it's 31 cents for the difference between the strike price and the purchase price. Then it's an additional 40 cents, 40 cents for the dividend. I get $3.71 per share for doing absolutely nothing. Here's the thing. If the stock goes up over 119, I collect $3.71 per share. I'm going to divide that by the purchase price of 118.69, and that return would be 3.125%. Okay, I can live with that. Now, for you guys that are new here, if you can't really see this screen here, okay, this screen here is also live streaming on YouTube. Okay, so you can actually go to YouTube, the 10minutetrader.com, and actually see everything right there on the screen. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'll do Albemarle next week. I don't mind. Okay, that's Albemarle. Next one on the list. Cara, C-A-R-A. I haven't even heard of that one. C-A-R-A. Monthly, new. NEM, NEM, help me, NEM. Okay, 34.60. Ooh, nice. Okay. When do they pay? NEM. All right, they already paid out. There's no sense even looking at them. We won't look at NEM again for another 12 weeks. Okay, because there's 13 weeks in a quarter. NEM was Monday. Okay, that was Monday, this past Monday, 4 days ago. Okay, so if you had gotten it last week, you would have qualified for the dividend. So it's not paying another dividend for another 90 days. So there's no sense looking at it. BRLN. All right, that's not having it doesn't have a dividend this week. I mean, this month. BRLN. BlackRock ETF. I don't do I don't do that, and it has no options. So why would you suggest that? BRCK. Okay, that's not a stock symbol. AGNC. AGNC Investment Corporation. Okay. AGNC. Okay, that's at the end of the month. Whoops, wait a second. No, it was at the end of February, so no to AGNC. CCI. Next week, 156. That's a monthly. No. Okay, somebody wanted to see XOM. ExxonMobil. Alrighty. 108. That's not even 1%. That's barely 1%. I just got a question now. Right. Okay, ExxonMobil doesn't have a dividend this month. It was last month, so no. Pepe, P-E-P-E. Not January, not February, not in March. And it has no options. So I'm going to turn the questions back on again. Greetings. Hey, over there. All right, so we'll turn the questions back on. All right, so you guys hit me up with some questions. Let me pre-qualify before you guys put any stock symbols in. Please make sure, number one, they have dividends, preferably within the next 2 weeks. 2, make sure they have options. Trayman, checking in. How you doing, Trayman? Howdy, sir. Mikey G, Hess, BBY, S, BBY. Can you buy a stock right before and still get the full dividend? Cozy Casey, yes, you have to buy the stock on or before the EX date, XRX. I never heard of that one. XRXTGT. ET, Energy Transfer. Why does everybody like Energy Transfer? Like every day somebody asks for that one. ECC. DVN. We looked at DVN this morning. Hex. Never heard of Hex. All right, so here's a quick little cue for you guys. So you can buy and then sell it right after. Yeah, they call it cozy. They call that dividend capturing. So we buy the stock, capture the dividend, and then sell it after for a profit. Do you have a favorite? My favorite this year would be Macy's, General Motors, and what was the other one? Oh, wait a second. Let's see if we can open this up. All right, we'll see if we can open that account. Yeah, so to qualify for a dividend, right, you have to buy it on or before the EX date. What kind of account? Well, wait a second. I got to back this up a little bit. What kind of account do you trade in? Taxable or retirement? I trade in a corporate account. Time deposit called Hex. Made by Richard Hart. I have no idea what that means. Apple. I actually bought some Apple this morning. Doesn't the stock typically drop immediately after paying the dividend? Yes, it does. Typically. What kind of account do you trade in? Taxable or retirement? Okay. How do you know the EX date? Oh, that's a great one, Cozy. You ready for this? Oops, it's not ready yet. Now, Cozy, are you watching on YouTube? Cozy? Because up here in the bio right here, give you all the links to all my stuff. The 10-minute trader. KSS, we'll take a look at that one. KSS. How much are you paying on corporate tax? Less than 5%. YOLO, whole account into options. I have no idea. Why are you not an S Corp? I am an S Corporation. Okay. No, wait a minute. Sorry. Not S Corp. I'm a C Corporation. Because C Corporation will have one tax. S Corporation, double taxation. All right. I got a nice fat list, so I'm going to stop the calls again. I'm going to stop the questions again and do some of these. All right, no more questions for a little bit. Let's take a look at this list. Okay, we got a new list. Hess, first on the list. HESS. Okay, Hess doesn't have a stock symbol. That's not the... Haha, you're wrong. Okay. Okay, I don't mind being wrong. Okay, whoever gave me Hess is incorrect. BBY. BBY. But I'd like to know why you think I'm wrong. Just out of curiosity. BBY has the EX date on the 20th. It's not next week, but it's the week after. Okay, so let's take a look at BBY. Okay, slide this. Wait a second. 79. Okay. Slide this over, and we'll put BBY here. All right, so let's take a look at number for BBY. All right. A year ago today, 81.90. The high for the year was end of July, and that was 85.46. Okay. The bottom of the year, 62.20. The bottom of the year, 62.20, and that was in November. So that's a 90-day bottom. The 90-day top just so happened to be last week. Okay, and last week it was 86.11. Okay, so let's look from the bottom of the year. Okay, beginning of November to the beginning of the year. That's a nice little run up between 62.05 and she runs up to 79.39. Okay, the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago today we opened up at 75.56. All right, the bottom, we have a double bottom at 72.43. Hits it once on February 13th, Fat Tuesday, and then February 20th. Okay, that bottom was 72.44, but it has a nice run up from 72.44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days to the upside. 8 days. Now, 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Okay, we have a new bottom there at 79.41. 2 days to the upside, we're sitting at 78.58. Okay, 78.58. So the last trade, 78.58. The bid, 78.04. The ask, 79.12. Okay, so we look at the 79, we could grab a buck. Okay, but we're going to lose 12 cents right off the top. I'm okay with that. Take 12 cents off of the dollar, and that brings you down to 88. So it's 88 cents a share you'd be getting on this one. 0.88 divided by the purchase price, 79.12, 1.1% for the week. Okay, now we got to remember the number one rule. Number one rule: never buy something you're not willing to hold on to for a long period of time. Now, if you're not wanting to hold on to Best Buy, then don't buy it. Okay, every single stock I'm mentioning that in my list, okay, I would buy and I would hold for a long period of time. Now, the ones you guys are throwing at me, these right here, some of them make it, some of them don't. Okay, Best Buy does make it. Now, I like Best Buy, and I did buy Best Buy. Okay, it's not in this account, though. It's in another one. Okay, next one on the list is XRX. I've never heard of XRX. XRX. Xerox. And it's a monthly. Now, I asked you guys nicely to keep an eye on what it is you're suggesting. Now, Target EGT was one of my big losers last year, and it doesn't have its dividend this month. Has it the month of February. So I'm not going to look at Target again for another 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Okay, so Target's not for another 7 weeks. There's no sense even looking at that one. Energy Transfer. Second week of February. Okay, won't look at that one for another 7 or 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Okay, no to Energy Transfer. ECC. Eagle Point Credit. No dividends in January, no dividends in February, no dividends in March. So why am I looking at it? DVN. DVN. The 14th. DVN has a dividend next Thursday. So let's take a look at the numbers. DVN 46.29 to 46.50, 39 cents. It's not 1%. So that's a no. That was quick. HEX. HEX. Nope, not even a symbol. Kohl's, KSS. Just to let you know, I do own Kohl's. Kohl's has its dividend on the 19th, not next week, but the week after. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for coals. 27.46. That works. All right, so let's take a look at the charts for coals. ASS. 77. It's only 77 people here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a year ago today, 52 weeks ago today, coals was at 27.46. Okay, we got a triple bottom at 17. Okay, once in June, again in the beginning of October, and again in the middle of October. Okay, so that's 3 bottoms. That's triple bottom. That's what they call support. Now we have some resistance at the 29.50 area. Okay, August 3rd, 29.16. Okay, end of December, 29.44, 29.45. That's the high of the year. Okay, the bottom, 90 days, right there at 23.42. The last 30 days, here we go, opened up at 26.16. 30-day bottom was 25.12. On the 13th, that was Fat Tuesday, a couple of weeks ago. And then the high of the 30-day period was on the 4th, which was Monday. And that was 28.92. So we had 3 days to the downside. And I don't know if you could call, yeah, because today we have a higher high and a lower low. So I'm not quite sure what you want to call that, because it's not a down day, but we're sitting at 27.27. Now, what does coals normally do this time of year? And for that, we use what's called the seasonality chart. A seasonality chart just shows us 10 years of worth of data. The blue line represents this year. This red line here represents how it moved throughout the year. She went up a little bit, sideways, down. That's what she normally does. Normally. That does not guarantee that's what it's going to do consistently. Okay? That doesn't guarantee what it's going to do in the next couple of days, or for what all intents and purposes, what it's going to do in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so we're here at 3.8. The 15th is 1 week. The 21st is 2 weeks. Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, that's all I care about, the next 2 weeks, because I actually have coals. Okay, what is that one? FIFTNT? FTNT. Okay, so I actually have coals, and I'm only concerned of what is it going to do in the next 2 weeks. Verizon's in week number 1, so that's a no. Okay, so let's go back to check out the numbers. 27.27 was the last trade. The 27.50 is going for a $1.66. That's freaking crazy. Hess is HES. All right, I'll do that one. HES. You didn't even eat it. I'm eating my cookie.
You leave it there.
Leave my cookie. Leave my cookie alone. Okay, just to let you know, I like coals. I do. I have some, and I'm going to dollar cost average some more on coals come Monday. Okay, SS, and here's the reason why. Number one, we got our 30-day high at 28.93. Our 30-day bottom, I'm going to call it an anomaly because it's not really a good bottom because it has no rhyme or reason to it. Okay, Al, not 0.96. I have no idea about that. Al, what are we talking about? 0.96. All right, so 30 days ago, we opened up at 26.16. We have the high, the bottom was here on the 13th, 25.12, and the top was 28.92. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then I'm not 100% sure if this is a down day or not, but I like coals. All right, so I'm going to buy some more coals on Monday. Now, if I buy it on Monday at 27.46 and I sell the 27.50s, okay, I will collect 166.66, and I'm going to divide that by the purchase twice, 27.46, 27.46, okay, right over here, okay, that's the last price. That's the bid, what I can sell it for. That's the ask, what I can buy it for. So if I buy it for $27.46, okay, the closest EX date, the closest strike price, which is going to be a covered call, is going to be the $27.50. Okay, the $27.50 right here. And that's going for $1.66 a share. Okay, so $1.66 a share. What's this software you're using? That's Thinkorswim. Okay, this is Thinkorswim by Charles Schwab. Thinkorswim used to be its own company, got bought out by TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab. All right, so if I buy it at the market on Monday, $27.46, I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at $27.50. I'm going to collect a grand total of 6%. That's freaking nuts. Is that right? It is right. Men oh no's, you're back again. Yo, how you doing? Okay. I can eat my cookie before she steals it.
You have 30 seconds.
Who would pay that? I have a premium for that price. Well, I really don't care who will pay it because the bid is here, the ask is here. The market maker, all right, let's say hypothetically speaking, the market maker is the grocery store owner. Okay, he buys a milk for $3 a gallon. He sells the milk for $4 a gallon. The difference between what he paid for it and what he's selling it for is called the spread. That is his job. Okay, so his little grocery store selling KSS, which is Kohl's, he is selling it for $27.46. He's buying it for $27.07. The bid and the ask. What he pays for it, what he sells it for. Okay? So if Kohl's drops and you just hold it and collect the premium. Yes, I hold it and collect the premium, but the next week I collect the dividend and I get to do it. Well, I'm going to go to the calendar again. Hold on a second. AGO. All right, so go back to the calendar. Okay, so today's the 8th. Right here. Today's the 8th. If I buy it first thing Monday, I sell someone the rights to buy it from me for basically the exact same price I just paid for it. Come Friday, I will see what it ends up at. If it's higher than what I paid for it, I'll be back into cash come Monday. If it's lower than what I paid for it, okay, I'll take those shares back into the next week and I'll sell another covered call and I will collect the dividend. So if I buy it Monday, I'm collecting a premium. And the premium at this moment in time. Now, granted, the premium says 166 at this moment in time. Come Monday morning, more than likely it's not going to be 166. Because when the market opens first thing in the morning, hey, it's me, Dan, how you doing? Come Monday morning, when the market maker is back, back in business, all the numbers are going to change. Yeah, that premium doesn't sound right. Well, everyone, don't be mean to Dan. He's very sad. Now, Al, that was inappropriate, but, Dan's new, so we got to cut Dan a little bit of slack. Okay, so Roasted Coyote, okay, lovely name, but first thing Monday morning, the numbers are all going to change, but the math stays the same. Okay, what you pay for it and what you sell the rights for someone else for. Hey, Mr. LA Soundwaves, James, I had issues with my internet this afternoon. Sorry about that. I don't understand the risk management on big drops. Okay, BC26. Okay, you really got to have a name, dude, really. But anyway, I'm going to refer you back to rule number 1. Okay, if you're having an issue with risk management, don't buy it. Never buy something you're not willing to hold for a long period of time. I have no problems whatsoever. Okay, CMCSA is the first week of the quarter. We're in week 10. Okay, we got 3 more weeks to go before we look at CMCS. Sorry, Justin. But BC, okay, never buy something unless you're okay with holding it for a long period of time. Okay, if it doesn't sound good to you, don't do it. These are supposed, okay, this strategy, the worst case scenario, hold the stock, collect idea. Thanks, Al. Dan, welcome back, Dan. Hope you joined James. Private lessons. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Okay, so let me see if because a lot of you guys are new here. Okay, because I'm recognizing a lot of new names. Okay. Just wanted to know what your thought was about CMCSA. I bought CMCSA. Matter of fact, okay, oh, wrong one. Okay. Okay, this is my website right here, the10minutetrader.com. In the 10minutetrader.com, you slide all the way down to the bottom. All these trades right here are the trades I did this year. Okay, week number 1. Okay, week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, week number 4, week number 5. Okay, but week number 1, right there, second one down, CMCSA, Comcast, on my list. It's on my list every quarter. Okay, the first week of the quarter, Comcast on my list. I won't see Comcast again for 3 more weeks. Only because Comcast has EX date the first of the week. Hey, Drooper, you're back. Cool beans. All right, you're going over dividends, but your thoughts on TSLA, AMD, Bloodbath, Bull Run, Best Run, or Beer. Okay, and that's interesting. Let me go back here again. Drooper, hold on a second. Let's see this question. Sorry, just trying to learn about stocks. Justin, not a problem. Ask questions. That's what we're here for. Okay, Ferdinand, you're going over dividends, but what's your thoughts on Tesla? I don't do Tesla because they don't have dividends. Okay, point blank. For you guys that are new here, this strategy was created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. I created this strategy for my daughter. It had to be simple. It had to be safe. No possible way she could lose any money. The income had to be predictable and it had to be consistent. 5 criteria had to be met by the strategy. Okay, so never ever buy something you're not willing to hold for a long period of time. 2, don't buy any stock that hasn't increased its dividends for a minimum of 20 years. Worst case scenario, you will get higher and higher and higher dividends. There's 150 companies out there that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 20 years. Okay? Now, also I'd like to have weekly options. So there's 9,543, we checked a couple of days ago, 9,543 different things you can buy in the stock market. Half of those do not share the profits. I don't care about those. That's for capital appreciation. I'm retired. I want to live off the interest. Okay? So I have to have a company that pays a dividend. That dividend has to be high enough for me to live comfortably. However, if I buy a dividend stock, I sell a covered call against it, I can collect a 1% premium or higher every single week. So the strategy created for a 9-year-old, safe, secure, predictable, and consistent, 1% per week. That's my goal. So you're asking me questions about stuff that I really don't care about. Tesla, great company, fine. It does not have increased dividends for 20 years or more. AMD, I will write it down. I'll take a look at it. AMD. If you are here looking, honestly, if you are here looking for a way to jump in and make a bunch of money, this ain't the place. Honestly, it ain't the place. Okay? 1%. Whatever you have in your account, okay? If you have $100, slide the decimal point over 2. Okay, you're looking to get $1. If you have $1,000, slide the decimal point over 2. You're looking to get $10 a week. Okay, if you have 100,000, slide it over 2 places. You're looking to get $1,000 a week. Okay, so on and so forth. 1% a week is my only goal. Today, CMAS doesn't give CMAS. Okay, fine. If you like it, you have to check the numbers on Monday. Yeah, thanks, Al. Drooper, if you had to buy one dividend, which one would you buy? All right, Drooper, hopefully you just understood that whole explanation I just gave. Okay, so I have an account. Whatever's in my account, let's say hypothetically 100,000. I put 20,000 here, 20,000 here, 20,000 here, 20,000 here. I separated 5 spots, okay? 5. And I take a look at it every week. I can make sure it's safe, predictable, consistent, and what was the other one? Anyway, yeah, I even out my account. I want 20% here, 20% here, 20% there. If I get my 1%, great, I'll move on. If I don't, I'll carry it into next week. Now, we're going to go over my positions a little bit later on as soon as they're done updating Thinkorswim, okay? But yeah, Drooper, sorry, I can't answer that question because I don't buy just one. Okay, I had 5 this week in one account. I had 4 in another account, 3 in another account. So I have 5 different accounts, and it's always different. Okay. HPQ, did you make another 1,000 with your strategy trading? Well, believe it or not, I made over 5,000 this week. It was freaking crazy. And no, that does not happen all the time. Okay, very rare does that happen. Okay, I made 5,000 in one account and 6,000 in the other. See, I have 5 accounts. I share 2 of them with you guys. 2. You can go to my website, which is right here. Okay, the 10-minute trader. Okay, this is all these little squares. That's all my, what do you call those damn things? Social media. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, podcast. I actually have a podcast also. LinkedIn, Patreon, TikTok, all that stuff. Okay, this one right here, if you want to join me live. Now, we have a group of people that do join me live every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, between 9:15 and 10 o'clock. We all jump in. We all buy a bunch of stocks. Market maker wants to push the price down. Okay, Al. Thanks for that, Al. So, yeah, the 10minutetrade.com. These are all my trades I made this week. I made this year. Okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. Okay, 4.6% today, this week, 6.5% in that week, that account. It's 2 accounts. One account over here has $100,000 in it. I was like, wait a second, 116,000 in it. That's the one I live off of. The one over here has 200,000 in. 100,000 is cash. 100,000 is margin. I do not suggest anyone do margin unless you understand what it is. Margin is half the money's mine, half the money's my broker's. I have to borrow that money from my broker, and I have to pay him to borrow that money. I suggest you do not do that until you understand it. Wow, over here on Facebook, the camera is crappy. It really is. That is a crappy. Wow. All right, anyway. Comcast isn't an aristocrat or a king. Why are you trading it? Your boy AI won't answer. All right, well, Cotton Express. Comcast has over 65, you ready for this? 65 million customers paying a monthly fee every month. The dividends are awesome, and the premiums are great. Now, I do make exceptions once in a great while. Comcast was incorporated in 1965, so they have been in business for over 50 years. Some companies I'll cut slack on. I cut slack on Apple. Apple doesn't have great dividends, and they haven't increased for more than 20 years, but Apple's on Warren Buffett's list. My covered call for VFC got executed this morning with the AX date today. Do I still get the dividend? All right, James, here's the question. When you say it got executed, did you mean exercised? That means somebody bought the covered call, bought the stock from you this morning? And VFC, let me pull VFC up for a second. Apple has no dividends. Yeah, I know. Apple is on Warren Buffett's list. That's the only reason why it's on my list. What is the best dividend stock? I have no answer for that one. Sorry. Which one are we looking at now? Boomers retiring is what's ruining the dollar in the country. Yep, could very well be. It has nothing to do with old what's his name. It has nothing to do with Congress spending like it's free. You know, back in the long time ago, any bills that had to be paid that Congress wanted to pass, Congress had to raise the money themselves. They didn't take money from the Federal Reserve. So before the Federal Reserve was even enacted, any bill that Congress had to pass, they had to do, they had to raise the money themselves. They didn't just say, hey, we'll just write a check. No, didn't work that way. Which one are we looking at? We're looking at VFC. Okay, VFC. Ooh, that's a tough one. All right, VFC's EX date was today. Now, if your stock got taken away from you this morning, all right, which means got exercised this morning, so whoever, hold on, VFC. Yeah, so it was at 16.10, something like that. All right, so whoever you sold that option to, with basically the market maker, it doesn't really matter who it was, they have the right to buy it from you from the day you sell it until the day it expires. Okay, now that's the chance you got to take. All right, now I'm not really looking for the dividend itself. I'm not really looking for capital appreciation. I don't care if the stock moves up or not. Really don't. Okay, my interest is collecting that premium. If I don't collect the premium, then I'll collect the dividend. Okay, and if I don't collect the dividend, one or the other. Okay, the numbers have to work no matter which way I look at it. Okay, so you bought VFC. I don't know what you bought it for. But if you bought VFC, you sold somebody the rights to buy it from you from whenever you sold it to Friday's expiration. So if they exercise their option before the close on Friday, okay, before the close this morning, they are entitled to the dividend. Sorry. Apple has no dividends. Yeah, I know. Yes. What is the best dividend stock? Can't say. Baby boomers. Rules aren't in concrete. Thank Cosmo says they're exception. Yeah, well, the reason why I say they're rules, that they have exceptions here and there, because I honestly believe that Warren Buffett is a better trader than me. I think a lot of people will agree with me. Now, some of his stocks don't have dividends, and some of his stocks don't meet my criteria. Bad time to sell put options, low VIX. Okay. All right, Bart, what if the stock drops a lot? They bought my VFC at 4 a.m. this morning. Yeah, well, then they're getting the dividend. Bart, what if the stock drops? Bart, I'm going to go back to rule number 1. Okay? If you're worried about the stock dropping, number 1, you probably shouldn't be playing the game. Number 2, number 1 rule, never buy something you're not okay with owning it for a long period of time. Okay, whatever you constitute a long period of time, that's up to you. Me, the longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. And I think that was Kimberly Clark last year. Okay, but if you're worried about holding something for a long period of time, if you're worried about it going down, don't buy it. Because stocks go up, stocks go down. They go up, they go down. Okay, the idea is buy a company you're okay with buying and owning for a long period of time. Sell someone the right to buy it from you, collect the premium, collect the dividend, however you want to play it. I'm only telling you what I do. This is what I do. If you choose to do the same thing that I do, hey, that's great. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not suggesting you do what I do. I'm just showing you what I do. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Bad time to sell put options, low VIX. Yeah, I got that. Oh, wait a minute. What was that one? Uh-oh. Wow. I missed a lot of these questions. Oh, okay, yeah. O doesn't have weekly options. That's a no. I've got several thousand shares of Apple, covered calls, a way to go to dump some. Long-term holder. Okay, Randall, great. If you have, all right, here's my take on buying stocks and holding them for a long period of time. You're married to it, okay? It's not giving, and if you're not selling covered calls against creating an income, you're only collecting premiums. Now, I think Apple does have dividends, doesn't it? I don't know. Yeah, Apple does have dividends, 24 cents. Not huge, but they do pay dividends. Okay, but I don't know what you're asking, Randall. I don't. Buffett's not in Comcast. Okay. Do you ever get to look at NXST? NXST. NXST. Okay. No dividend in January. Oh, there it is right there. $1.69. NXST. Nexstar Media Group. It's a monthly, so that's a no. Cisco and Verizon. Okay, I like Cisco and I like Verizon. I actually buy Cisco and I actually buy Verizon. It's Comcast. Comcast. Lowe's. Okay, CVS. Where is Cisco? I thought I bought Cisco this year, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Comcast, Cisco, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Nope, yeah. And for TGT, blah, blah, blah. Comcast, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, nope. Verify to continue. I don't see why they keep doing this to me. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so Comcast and so Cisco and Verizon. All right, hold on a second. I can't look at it this one because it's not in this account. Okay, Verizon, see right there, second week of the quarter. Cisco, CSCO, first week of the quarter. Okay, we're in week number 9. Next week is week number 10. It's covered calls. What days and times are you live? Days and times I am live. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, between 9:15 a.m. and 10 a.m. Okay, that's when we do all our buying. Mondays, Tuesdays. Wednesdays, Thursdays, we do a lot of questions and answers. Fridays, live at 3:15 to 4 o'clock, because that way we want to adjust our positions and take a look at them. This is different than the wheel. Yep, thank you. Ford stocks. I like Ford. That it? I caught up all the questions? Come on. Cisco's a food company. Is an aristocrat. Cisco IT isn't. Yeah, I get that. Holding Apple many years. Okay with selling a few thousand shares. Covered calls better than selling. Well, Randall, selling covered calls against your Apple shares will give you a weekly, depending on which option you do, because you have weekly options, you have monthly options. Okay, weekly options, you have a weekly paycheck. You don't have to sell them. Okay, you sell the option close to it, and then you adjust it on Friday. It's like, do I want to let it go or do I want to buy it back? Because time decay is basically what I'm looking for. Did I do it? Did we do a Hess yet? No, we haven't done Hess yet. Let's do Hess. HES. Not in January. Not in February. March the 15th. Okay, so Hess is next Friday. So take a look at Hess. HES. 144, 88 to 145. Yeah, I'm going to say no to that one. Only because, Bart, how far out do you sell the calls? 5 days. Okay, I buy on Monday and I'm out. All right, all in. That's an awesome strategy. However, wrong group. Okay, we're just looking for simple. PBR. We are not ready. Costco calls Monday. No, I didn't say that. Which one are we looking at? PBR and EP. PBR and EP. All right. All right. WebTopper. I don't do crypto. Why out on Hess? All right, Al. The last trade was 144.88. The bid 144.88. The ask 145. The 145s are going for $1.40. That's not 1%. Okay, no, I don't buy puts. Whoever's asking that one, user 4368. Do you know any of your buys for Monday? Well, here's the thing. When I give you my introduction to my videos, I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trader. The 10-minute trader. So if I sit here and take a look at all the stocks over the weekend, a couple of hours looking at each one, that's not very congruent with the name. If I'm telling you this only takes 10 minutes, if I do it more than 10 minutes, that's not being honest. Now, if you can ask anyone here, I try to be as honest as possible. I do not look at the stocks over the weekend. Okay, the minute I look at the stocks is the minute I sit down in front of my computer. Okay. All right, Hassan. No, I don't do cryptocurrency. 1% if you round up. Yeah, I get that, Al, but there's so many other good companies. All right, I'll take a look at the chart for you because you do a lot for me and you do a lot of what do you call it? Answering the questions and whatnot. Okay, a year ago today, Hess was at 135.85. At the bottom of the year, we have a double. Excuse me. I knew it was there somewhere. 114.05, and that was the middle of March of last year. Okay, the high of the year was the middle of October. Okay, and that was 167.64. Okay, so we have a low of the 90-day period, and that was the beginning of December at 131. Okay, brought up a nice little run up to the beginning of January in 149. Okay, kind of like all over the place. I like it. Go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Nice rhyme and reason. You see how the nice movements are? Up, down, nations. Hello, do you sell your teaching in automatic or automated trading methods? Nations, yes, I do. ARCC. Hold on a second. Just hang out for a little bit. Watch what I do. See if it makes sense. Okay, before you decide to buy anything, spend any money. Do you teach TA on stock? I don't know. Oh, technical analysis. Yeah, Brandon, I do, but you're getting complicated. Okay, this strategy was created for a 9-year-old. There was no technical analysis. It's, does the stock do what I want it to do? What does the chart look like? Do the numbers work? Okay, try not to make it any more complicated than it is. Okay, number one is never buy something you do not own for a long period of time. 9,543 stocks in the stock market. Out of all those, only 150 meet the criteria. 20 years or more of increased dividends and weekly options. Any one of these companies, I have no problem holding for a long period of time. Seasonality is technical. Yeah, but seasonality usually is taking a look at what it did years ago. Let's continue looking at Hess. Okay, so the people that are new here can get kind of an idea how the process works. First thing I want to do is find out the market watch on the calendar. When does it pay its dividend? Okay, the 15th. That's next Friday. Okay, so if I buy it on Monday, I can get the dividend and I can get a premium. All right, so that's step number one. Step number two, the 1-year chart. Where's the high of the year? What's the low of the year? What was it a year ago, and where is it now? Okay, now we're looking at the 90-day chart. The bottom of the year, bottom of the 90-day period, 131.65. The top of the 90-day period, way over here in the 22nd of February. Okay, so let's take a look at the last 30 days. Okay, so it's 1-year chart, 90-day chart, 30-day chart. Now these don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. There's only a few things you need to look at. What's the high? What's the low? Where was it a year ago? Or where was it at the beginning? And where is it now? Okay. Then you want to start looking at trends. Okay. Is there an up, down type scenario? Now this one is kind of like all over the place. You see it? Okay. There's no real pattern. You got a gap here. The gap filled. Okay. Now it looks like we have a trend to the upside. On the 6th, you had a bottom of 142.74. The 7th had a bottom of 143.17. Today had a bottom of 143.47. So it's slowly going to the upside, but it's only 3 days. Okay, can it continue to go for another 5 days? Well, what does the seasonality say? Now, seasonality, basically, how does the stock normally move this time of year? All right, the blue line represents the movement this year from January to where we are now. Okay, January to where we are now. This line here represents the whole year from January 1st to December 31st. That is 10 years worth of data. So every Monday you are buying some things from the same 150 bat. Exactly, Randall. Okay, now I take that 150 stocks and I put it into the quarter. Okay, you have 4 quarters: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, and it's the exact same list. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So I will buy Comcast in the first week of the quarter, in the first quarter. I will buy Comcast the first week of the second quarter. I will buy Comcast the first week of the third quarter, and I will buy Comcast the first week of the fourth quarter, as long as the numbers work and I'm not fighting the trend. Okay? If you just, hang out, watch how things go, fundamentals tell you what to buy. It's an aristocrat or a king. Technical tells you when to buy. Chart. Yeah, okay. So you're buying 100 shares, right? Okay, see, I have whatever's in my account. Now, we all have a different amount that we're playing with, okay? The accounts that I share with you both have about 100,000 in cash. This one over here has 100,000, 116,000. This one over here has 200. 100 in cash, 100 borrowed. That's called margin. Okay, now I have 5 accounts, but I only share 2 with you guys. All right, I'm a nice person, but I'm not that nice. Hey, look at this, I'm getting a lot of balloons over here. I have no idea how you did that, but thanks. Very nice of you. Okay, I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. I'll share 2 of them with you. Okay, the exact same strategy. I see very bearish on Hess. I haven't gotten there yet. Okay. All right, so BC, 100 share increments. Okay, so if I have whatever you have, if I was going to divide it into have 5 positions, it would be 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, whatever it is. How do I see a premium of a stock on Thinkorswim? Okay, Soundwave, hold on a second. I'll show you that in a second. Let me finish up this example. Okay, so as I was saying, the blue line represents this year. The red line represents the whole year, from January 1st to December 31st, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. 10 years worth of data, just so we can see how it moves on average. Okay, how does it normally move the first of the year? Look at this. She goes up the first part of the year. Okay, up, sideways, down in March, up again, sideways, almost sideways for the whole year. That's Hess. But what I'm more concerned of, what is it going to do in the next couple of weeks? Now, I'll put it right here where it says 3.8. I'm going to bring it up to 3.21 because that's 2 weeks. Right? Basically, just going sideways. That's it. That's historically. Okay, historically, she goes sideways. That does not mean it's going to continue doing that. So you have 3 days to the upside. If it normally goes sideways, probably what it means you can do. Wouldn't you just be breaking even? Okay, user 99, hold on a second. I don't understand how this works. Does the stock not go down by the dividend price? Yep, but you're thinking about it wrong. What's the best between the option trading and the regular buy and sold? Okay, interesting question. See, CTN secure. That sounds French. Bonjour, comment ça va toujours, bonsoir? Anyway, watch closely. All right, right now I'm just looking at the charts. All right, first chart I want to look at the 1-year chart. Okay, when you look at the 1-year chart, first thing you want to take a look at, where's the high? Where's the low? Okay, what was it a year ago? Where is it today? Okay, today it's not an extreme high and it's not an extreme low. Okay, fine. So now, tu parles français? Oui, monsieur. Oh, Jen! Merci. Hi. Let's say broke man, but want to invest weekly 10% report on paycheck. What can I buy? Okay, edit direct. DM me with your number. I'll give you a buzz. I'll walk you through it. It's really not that difficult. I do it my grandson's account. Okay, now I can speak French. I just can't read it. Sorry. I took French 1986 and 1987. Let's not push it. Okay, all right, where was I? Okay, number one, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Number two, let's see how everything works out. The 1 year chart, the high, the low, where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Great, everything looks fine. Now we'll go to the 90 days. Okay, 90 days ago, right here. Okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Fine, looks good. Now I want to look at the 30 days. Okay, it only takes you 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, when you look at the chart, okay, it doesn't take long. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Okay, and look where the trend is. The trend is right here. Low, higher, higher. 3 days. One, bottom, there, there. That's 3 days to the upside. Okay, I think he wants some white wine. I don't think so. All right, so you buy and sell different stocks weekly based on your dividend payment calendar. Exactly right, BC. Okay, because once you take those 150 stocks, put it into the first quarter, okay, you have 13 weeks. All right, I'll give you a quick little thingy here. Okay, market watch. Okay, here we go. We'll look at, okay. Oh, that's a little too many to look at. Okay. Okay, here's January right here. Okay, look at this. First week. Oh, look at that. Comcast, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Cisco. Second week. MasterCard, AT&T, Verizon, Abbott Labs, AbbVie, Hormel. Third week. General Dynamics, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon, Caterpillar, Colgate-Palmolive. All good quality companies. I have no problem whatsoever buying and holding on to any one of those. So if I buy Comcast in week number 1, right, I get my 1% and I'm out on Friday. Look, I'm looking at on the next week. MasterCard, AT&T, Verizon, Abbott Labs, AbbVie, Hormel. Come on, you can't tell me one of those doesn't look decent? How do you get to that calendar? That is on Thinkorswim. Okay, now you can go to Google or Bing or whatever trading, whatever, what do you call it? Oh, hold on a second. Search engine you use. And EX Dividend Calendar. That's it. EX Dividend Calendar into the search bar, and it'll pop up with a whole bunch of weird stuff. Okay, EX Dividend Calendar right there. Okay, and you have MarketBeat has one, NASDAQ has one, DividendStocks.com has one, Investing.com has one, EX Dividend Dates Explained, blah, 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 EX Dates this week, blah, blah, blah. It's all right there. But the challenge you're going to find is which companies are decent to jump into. Now, I look at the Dividend Kings, the Dividend Aristocrats, the Dividend Challengers, the Dividend Champions, so on and so forth. If the stock drops, you just hold it. And do you sell and take a loss, net it against the premium call? Now, BC, not really. Hold on a second. That's just to place trades. Okay. But I have no idea what you mean by that. It's just to place trades. I'm going to focus. Eyes are heavy. Yeah, this chart is right on Thinkorswim. It's one of the reasons why I like Thinkorswim, because it has so many perks. All right, where was I? We're still looking at Hess. All right, so Hess is up to 3 days to the upside. Yeah, we're looking at options on Hess right now. Okay, so the last trade for Hess was 144.88. Okay, that's the last trade. The bid is 144.88. The ask is 144.05. So hypothetically speaking, by looking at those numbers, it looks as if the market maker wants to push it to the upside. Okay, layer soft favors. Okay, please don't say that again. I don't do cryptocurrency. I haven't bitch buttoned anyone today. Right, sold Kimberly Clark, 24 March, holding right now. Okay, that's cool. This strategy continues to sell covered calls. Yep, that works too. Ooh, look at this. Join my team. I've never seen that before. That was cool. I don't know who did that, but thanks. Calvin Hill. How you doing? Calvin, I stopped by your show last night after I'd finished off with mine. I got to change mine up a little bit to do some of the things that you did. Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers. So, best beginner strategy, like how to identify trends. Okay, that's good. I have found after doing this for a long period of time, thoughts on Mara. All right, we looked at Mara first thing this morning. I mean, that was the first trade we looked at, and that was a no. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, so the bid, 144.88. The ask, 145.05. By looking at the bid, it's the exact same as the last trade. It looks as if, because every once in a while the market maker will give you a clue. It looks as if the market maker is going to push it up because the last trade was 144.88. Okay, so 144.88 is the bid. The ask is 145.05. So it looks like the market maker is going to push it up on Monday. Great. So what's the 145 going for? The 145 is going for $1.40, and you're losing 5 cents right off the top. So it means you're only getting $1.35. And this is why I said I wouldn't do it, because it's not giving me the 1% I want. I mean, we got, all right, I have it circled. ALB and KSS, both good companies, both giving me over 2%. So if these two companies are giving me over 2%, why would I do Hess, which is less than 1%? Okay, now, anytime a company's on my list, I don't mind buying it because it's on my list. Thoughts on ZS calls? I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what a ZS call is. Numbers could be different on Monday. Al, you're absolutely 100% right. Yep, Calvin Hill's the man himself. Yeah, but see, the funny thing is, okay, Austin, when you said that, I do respect Calvin Hill, but he will tell you right on in his life, just like I tell you, there are a lot of people pretending to be me. Now, he will go and look at open up his account, and he will show you he is following nobody. He follows no one. So if you see something with Calvin Hill's name on it, and it has any number of followers, it's not him. That's like one Calvin Hill, 100 impersonators. Yeah, exactly. I own 200 Tesla shares and sell calls every couple of weeks out. Eric, that's awesome. What do you think about Shiba? All right, I don't do cryptocurrency. Please don't ask again. The premium is good on it. I just wish they also paid dividends. Yeah, me too. Anyway, so yeah, with Calvin Hill, he hasn't followed anybody. So if you look at his account, his profile, 0 followers. So every time he says he's following me, I say, hey, Calvin, how you doing? So basically, I am going to get mine to a point where I got to stop following everyone in this account. So that way, when people take a look, they'll see I have 0 followers. So I got to change that. So I haven't changed it yet. Premium is good on it. It should say, okay, Al, strategy, $300 stocks with 20 years of, all right, increased dividend. Yeah, thanks, Al. All right, so Hess, it looks okay, but I wouldn't do it. Please go over the 5-cent loss on Hess again. All right, BC. All right, first of all, BC, are you looking at the YouTube channel where everything is, right there on your computer? Because I know you're looking at TikTok on your phone or your iPad or whatever. But are you looking at your computer, looking at my YouTube channel, which actually has this screen on the YouTube channel? Okay, are you? No. Well, that's kind of hard to show it to you. All right. Warren Buffett SEP. All right, we'll take a look at it in a minute. Hold on a second. All right. This is the trade grid. The last trade, 144.88. The bid, 144.88. The ask, 145.05. So if you can expand the chart on YouTube. I can? I have no idea how to do that. Don't confuse me. I have, you want to hear something funny, Austin? All right, I have software in my computer to allow me to broadcast to different channels, but I have no idea how to use it. All right. However, I have an iPhone here, an iPhone there, an iPhone there, an iPhone there, an iPhone there. I find it cheaper and easier just to go get 4 phones and broadcast to 4 different channels using the different phones rather than trying to figure out the damn freaking software. You can sell call for less than what you pay for the stock. You make it up with the premiums. Oh, so anyway, as I was saying, if I'm going to buy it first thing Monday morning, the ask price is 145.05. Okay, 145.05. And if I sell the strike price, the 145 strike price, I'm losing 5 cents. That's what the 5 cents loss is. Warren Buffett, SUP, or Joel Greenblatt, or Moorish. I have no idea what that means. How often do you go live on TikTok? Every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the first quarter. Now, the first quarter is up at the end of the month. Okay, at the end of the month, I will decide what I'm going to do next. Now, I've already said I'm going to do it for the whole first quarter, so I'm going to do it for the whole first quarter. Carvana doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends. Garrett, sorry. Or Mario Gabelli. I have no idea who he is either. How much does your PDF cost? How much is your Patreon cost? I have no idea what you're talking about, the PDF. I don't. It depends on which level the PDF deal. On the Patreon, that's if you want to be on the live trades with me every morning. That's $100 a month. That means you get to talk to me every single morning about the trades that you are making for $100 a month. That's freaking cheap for my time. Anyway, do you rip ODA and VDA? No, I don't, Darren. Sorry. Great job. We did 90 minutes. Yay! What stock would you recommend for a 5-year hold? I wouldn't, Eric. The longest I've ever held anything, 9 months. Okay, I'm not in this for a long period of time. Laughing my ass off, do you? I have no idea what you mean there, Eric, but okay. Your website says download PDF. Is that free? Yeah, that's free. That's the 3 steps. Get a good quality stock, buy it for the EX date, sell it after the date of record. There's your 3 steps. Simple. Your website, yeah, okay. Jeep Rocker, you shared the trade. All right, cool. Or Howard Marks, cool. All right, anyway. How do you handle short-term holding taxes versus long-term holding taxes? Cornbread, I really suggest you talk to a tax strategist. Okay? My account is being held in a corporate account. Totally different tax strategy. Would you recommend holding Bitcoin or selling? Sorry, there's no way of getting weekly income from Bitcoin. Or Bill Nagren. I have no idea who Bill Nagren is. I must live a sheltered life because everyone he's mentioned so far I have no idea. What are the 3 steps again? Buy a good quality dividend stock before the EX date. Sell it after the date of record. Collect the dividend. Move on to the next one. What do you think of Bonk and Solna? Never heard of them. Government vendor. Never heard of it. Are you only doing dividends? No. Bitcoin to 100 grand? Yeah, good for that one, Joe. Cornbread, less than a year is short term. Yeah, I got that. Okay. Here's something interesting. Now, for those of you who are are concerned about taxes, that's kind of like going to a Rolls-Royce dealer asking what the gas mileage is. How much does this thing get for gas mileage? A good person to listen to is Scott Warner on Halftime Report on CNBC. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with dividend stocks, but okay. Alrighty, that was Hess. Shall we look at another one? AGO. What is AGO? Buy. Usually the stock drops the day after the EFC. Yes, Hector, it does. Shh, on the taxes. Yeah, I know. I know you don't do tax advice, but any thoughts on using a Roth IRA to trade with no tax on gains? Hey, Rick, that's an excellent idea. What's your favorite dividend? I don't have one. Can you think of any more SUP? Good luck. All right, so I'm going to take a look at the next one, which is AGO. I have no idea who offered up AGO. AGO. That's a monthly. That's a no. No for AGO. AMD. AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. Yes, that is on my list. AMD. AMD. Not in January. It's not. Oops. AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. Okay. Not in January. Not in February. Not in March. Is that correct? AMD doesn't have dividends, so why are we looking at it? Bought some MO this week. Not a fan of the company. Huge fan of the near 10% yield. Brian, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but all right. No dividend. Thank you, Hector. So how do you, wait a minute, Hector, how do you make a profit on the dividend, but you lose on the price? Oh, Hector, I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. Okay. Cotton Express, thank you for your input on that one. So how do you make a profit on the dividend but lose on the price? Why would I lose on the price, Hector? Kind of curious. Oh, were you talking about Hess? I said I wouldn't do Hess. Okay. Now you really wouldn't profit that much. You'd only get less than 1%. So I'm assuming that we're talking about ABBV. All right, hold on a second. Wow, you guys, ABBV. Are you only set with certain price ranges, or do you do low or high end margins? I'll go down to like a $5 stock, but I won't go up to I won't go over 300. Okay, is dividends better than the VO? Now, VOO is giving your money to someone else to take care of for you. Okay, I don't give my money to anyone to take care of for me. Okay, now I have nothing against ETFs. I have nothing against money managers at all. Okay, I only think that I can do a better job doing it myself. And most people don't know that they can do it themselves. How easy. If you actually take a look at VOO, wait a second, hold on. Let's see if we can do this real quick. Stocks held in VOO. That's an index fund. Vanguard 500 index fund. Okay, do you see this right here? This right here tells us what stocks are in VOO. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, blah, 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 Tesla. Okay, all those interesting stocks. Okay, so a lot of those stocks don't pay dividends. Okay, and some of the dividends suck. Nvidia, I know they pay 4 cents. Why would I want to pay $800 on a stock that only pays 4 cents? Actually making a profit from the premium. Yeah, thanks for that 186. You don't lose on the price unless you sell. That's correct. Price drops after date of record. Correct. Thoughts on running the wheel at a lower cost basis. That's always a possibility. PAUM or CLS. Yeah, no. If you sell the next day after the EX date, when usually the stock price drops, you'll be losing. That's correct. Why would you do it in the first place, Hector? Because if it works as planned, he's out before the dividend. Thank you, Al. That's correct. We're going to short everything. Trust me. All right, I'll trust you, Sergio. What was your career before retiring? Oh, I was in manufacturing. I actually manufactured stuff. I just started using Thinkorswim. Any advice on implementing your strategy? Hey, Ellie Soundwave. Yeah, DM me with your number. I'll give you a buzz. I'll walk you through it. It's really not that difficult. Okay, so anyway, back to VOO. And actually, any ETF. Okay, I went into the bunch of ETFs. All right, hold on a second. Oh, it's not on this. Damn it, it's not on here. So as I was saying, I went into all the big ETFs. All right, and what I did is I extracted all the stocks that are in all the ETFs, and I put it into my own calendar. A huge Hefner stand-in. Thank you. Wait until you see his smoking jacket. Got it right here. My smoking jacket right here. Right, it's just a little. I'm comfortable with this one on, so I don't need a smoking jacket. That's what you said. Sell the stock the next day after the EX date. All right, Hector, that is the dividend capture strategy. Dividend capture is you buy on or before the EX date. Okay. After you collect the dividend, you sell it after the date of record for a profit. Whether it's the next day, whether it's 5 days, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, it's a different story. How much time is there typically between the EX date and the dividend payment date? Well, good question. Okay, BC, let's actually take a look. Okay, here we go. Clorox, CLX. Dividend announcement. Yeah, wait a minute. We're going to look at that one. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Wally World. Okay, how about Coca-Cola? Okay, the Coca-Cola company. Okay, the dividend is 46 cents. The announcement date, February 16th. There's 4 dates to remember. Announcement date, EX date, date of record, and payment date. Okay, 4 dates. The announcement date, 2/16/23. EX date, 3/16/23. Date of record, 3/17/23. And payment date. Okay, 4 dates. Okay, announcement date, EX date, date of record, and payment date. Okay, I like to buy 2 weeks before the EX date. Now, it is the 8th. Okay, so let's go back to February for a second. Okay, let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. All right, Goldman Sachs has a dividend of $2.50. Okay, the 1st of March. Now, 2 weeks prior to the EX date would be the 15th of February. All right, so let's take the calendar. The chart. Look at GS on the 15th of February. Okay, so that's what the chart looks like. Basically sideways. The 14th of February is right here. Okay, 386.99. All right, 386.99. The opening was 379.42. The high was 387. The low was 379. Now, that is February 15th. Okay. What is the dividend for Goldman Sachs? Oh, $2.50. Okay. And it's on the 1st. 10 days prior to was the 15th. 10 days. Okay. Okay, so the opening was $3.7942. The dividend, $2.50. So let's add the $2.50 to the opening of the price. Opening price, $3.79. So $3.7942 plus $2.50 is $3.8192. Correct? Claire. Okay. $2.7942. $3.7942. That's the opening of the day. Opening price of the day 2 weeks before the EX date. Correct? The dividend is $2.50. $2.50. Add them together. $381.91. Okay, so if you bought it at the opening of the day, okay, what the hell was it again? $3.7942, right? $3.7942. Add the $2.50, the dividend coming up. Okay, and that comes to $381.92. So what was the high of the day? The high of the day, oops, get this out of my way. Keep going the wrong way. 387. Right? So if you bought at the beginning of the day, you added the current dividend, $2.50, you would have been out the same day. Okay? What happened the very next day? Right? Higher and higher. 2 weeks before the EX date. That's why I get in 2 weeks before the EX date. We can do it almost any one of them. General Motors. That's only 9 cents. Like, doesn't really worth our while. The 16th of February. Right there. Okay, the opening of the day for General Motors on the 16th, right here. The opening, $38.80, all right? The dividend for General Motors, 9 cents, big whoop. $38.80 plus 9 cents, $38.89. The high was $39.06. It would have been out the same day. Okay, same thing. Okay, buy the EX date, buy before the EX date, 10 days before the EX date, add the current dividend in, and there's your exit price. That's a 3-step rule. All right, let's get out of there. What are we looking at next? AMD. Do you already look at AMD? $205. Ooh, that'd be right. AMD. No. Why is AMD not having anything? That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Going to Yahoo Finance. Here we go. We'll find AMD. AMD. Now, what we're doing here is we're going into the HIS AMD. No dividend. All right, so why are we looking at AMD? Thanks for today, James. Good night. Good night, Miss Jen. Always a pleasure. Thanks, Regal. That way I don't have to worry about AMD. That's a no. PBR. PBR. Ooh, now this is interesting. AMR. BCC. AMR. BCC. How much money should I start with? I can't tell you that. I mean, you know what you want to do with your life. First of all, I wouldn't suggest you do anything until you at least do some paper trading for a while. You get the hang of it, you understand it. Stock market's been around for over 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Okay? You just come in, watch what happens, understand what's happening, do a little bit of paper trading at first, and just when you're ready to put real money into it, then do it. ARM, no dividends. Thank you. Take that off the list. PBR looks interesting. PBR. What? Really? Does PBR not have dividends either? PBR. Oh, man. Yeah, we looked at this before. No. Eddie, that's what she said. That's what she said. 3M. Hector. Paper trading, good advice. You got it. Eddie, that's what she said. Sandy, strategy involves selling covered calls. Thank you. Not buying calls. Thank you. What is dividends? All right, JCCCCCCC. All right, Hector, 3M. We're going to look at that in a second. All right, this one is for JC. What is a dividend? All right, well, a dividend is your share of the profits. Okay, the main reason for a business to be in business is to enjoy profits. Okay, so go to work, earn money to make money. Okay, now, when you go to the stock market, you start investing. There's two different kinds of companies. One company will share the profits with their shareholders. So once you buy a company stock, you are a shareholder. You are an investor. You own part of the company. Small part of the company, but you still own part of it. Now, other companies do not share their profits. They put the money back into the company for capital appreciation, for the stocks to go up higher. Okay? Now, I only invest in companies that pay a dividend. That is my share of the profits. So the more stocks I buy, the more shares I buy, the more dividends I collect. So when they say, let me pull one up real quick. I'll give you a for instance. Might make it easier that way. Bank of America. All right, so let's say hypothetically Bank of America. Now, put Bank of America over here in the chat so I have more data to speak well out. All right, so Bank of America, I'm sure you know who they are. They've been in business for over 100 years. They consistently increase their dividends. Okay, one of those companies I put money into all the time just because I do. I know. Anyway, so Bank of America right now is $35.60 per share. So one share of the company. Okay, you have to buy 100 shares in order to trade one contract. Okay, so if I bought one share, $35.60, I would collect a dividend of 22 cents per share. That is my portion of the profits. Now, the EX date is the last day the stock trades before the profits are paid to the investors. That's why we invest in the first place. We want to get a return on our money. Our return on our money is our dividends. You need thousands of shares to see real dividends. Eddie, no you don't. Okay? Okay, my grandson gets 5 shares of this company, 10 shares of that company. Okay, Ranger John, that's 22 cents per share per quarter. Now, let me finish with my example. Now, 22 cents per share, but what if we did it my way? BAC. I could buy it at the current market price at $35.66, and I could collect 54 cents per share. That's higher than the dividend, the premium. So if I bought it at $35.66, which is the current price. I sold somebody the rights to buy it from me at $35.50. I would lose 16 cents. You do that. Yeah, I know, 22 cents. Yeah, but 22 cents for one share. You have 100 shares, that's 22 bucks. You have 1,000 shares, that's 2,200 bucks. You have 100,000 shares, that's, it just goes on and on. Okay. Could I buy a stock 1 week before the date and get the dividend? Yes, Andres, you can. Okay. Anytime before the EX date. Okay. Because you have the EX date, the very next date is the date of record. So whoever owns a stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. So whether you buy 1 share or 100 shares or 1,000 shares, whatever, you get that many dividends. Okay. And then you just do it over and over again. Next week you go to a different company. Maybe next week, hold on a second. Okay, so maybe the first week you do Comcast. Next week you do Verizon. Week after that you do General Dynamics. Week after that you do Clorox. Week after that you do Kimberly-Clark or Kinder Morgan. Okay, so you buy the stock, collect the dividend, move on to the next one. Eddie, you're in the wrong group. I do not look for growth. I don't. Hey, Lone Wolf, CSCO is the first week of the quarter. Brady, no. How do I know dividend day? Are you guys going too fast with these questions? Okay, user 920. Congratulations on your measly dividends. Growth on top. Eddie, focus on growth. Okay, so I got a question for both of you. Curious, do you do 50% or more consistently every year? I'm just curious. Okay, Regal, CSCO is in the first week of the quarter. We're coming into week number 10, so I'm not going to look at that for another 4 weeks, or 3 weeks. How do you find the EX date? On EX date calendar. Okay, you actually go to Google and do a Google search for EX date calendar. Do you keep your shares even after the date and dividends have been paid out? Yeah, you keep them until you sell it. But that's not what I do. I buy 2 weeks before the EX date. Okay, I sell someone the right to buy it from me using a covered call strategy. It's one of the safest strategies out there. Okay. After that, it depends on Friday what happens. Because I buy it on a Monday and I sell the EX date to see what happens on Friday. If it's in the money, then I go back into cash on the following Monday. If it's not in the money, I carry that stock into the next week and I do it over again. Right up to the dividend date, I collect the dividend and I keep doing it until I sell it at a profit. Oh, I know what the date for the dividend. Okay, Andres, right here. This is an EX date calendar. EX date calendar. Okay, you have Comcast, Cisco, American Express, JP Morgan, TD, AT&T, Verizon, AbbVie, Epic Labs, Hormel, General Dynamics, Procter & Gamble. You know, that's all for the month of January. Okay? And then we go for the month of February. Where are we again? The month of February. Kroger, Target, Capital One Finance. COP, that's ConocoPhillips. 3M, PPG, UPS, Nordson. This Bank of America, General Motors, Pepsi. So on and so forth. That's the month of February. There's the month of March. Okay? So any one of those companies, I'll take a look at them if I like it. Long-term profits, Eddie? No. How do I know what the dividend date is, Eddie? Long-term profits, yeah. I'm going to say no, Eddie. Dividend stocks lowers the price per share. Not necessarily, Mike. The dividend is the investor's portion of the profits. That's all that is. Got a premium and dividend MOS this week. All right, that's cool. Eddie, I invest in companies I believe have long-term growth. Eddie, that's great for you. You know what I'm going to do for you, Eddie? I'm going to make you turd number 1 of the day. There you go. Tired of your crap. Dividends come out of retained earnings. Okay. Alrighty, any more questions? Do you look at the volume before earnings or movement? No, I don't. CPK, what's on your watch list for next week? Hey, Regal, nice question. What is on my watch list for next week? Thanks, profits, premiums collected, right and price prediction for Shiba. All right, sorry, I don't do cryptocurrency. Sorry about that. All right, next week. Oh, here we go, right here. Hold on a second. What is next week? Next week is the 14th. Okay, well, here we go. CMA, which is Comerica, Devon Energy, Leggett & Platt, Macy's, Hanover Group, T. Rowe Price. What else? Financial Institute, Smith & Wesson, AIG, Albemarle, Cincinnati Financial, Fidelity, Coca-Cola, NOV Inc., NatWest Group, Universal Display, and Walmart. There you go. Sorry, I just joined a few minutes ago. Lone Wolf, how you doing? Ugly Head, no, I don't do dividend stock. I don't do penny stocks at all. Okay, dividend stock. I see. I'm at a loss. Why you couldn't understand dividend stocks for weekly cash flow? Penny stocks don't have dividends. How can I learn to trade like you? TikToker, or is it TikToker? All right, TikToker. You know what? Just come by every night, watch what I'm doing, see if it makes sense. If you feel you want to join, right here, the 10minutetrader.com. Where is it? Whoops. There's my live trading right there. The link right there in the middle. Thank you. Would you look at CPK? Costco calls for next week. CPK. CPK. Nope. No to CPK. I do the penny stocks. Ugly Head, good for you. That's not here. Okay, I don't do penny stocks here. James, I got it found. Have a good night. Ellie Sanders, cool. Appreciate you. Cool beans. What do you options or stocks? Oh, I do both. I buy the stocks and I sell covered calls against them using options. It's 11 o'clock Friday night. Why no on CPK? Monthlies. Okay, use a 42.17. Monthly options don't have a very good return for me. I like weeklies. People have been trying to strategize to beat the market for eons. Most lose at it. Okay, Mike. I don't, but that's okay. Mike, I got something for you. You ready? All right, Mike, see this right here? These are all my trades for this year. Okay, first week of the quarter, second week of the quarter, third week of the quarter, fourth week of the quarter, fifth week of the quarter, sixth week of the quarter, seventh week of the quarter, eighth week of the quarter, ninth week of the quarter, and this week. Okay, so account number 1 is up 16.26% so far. We're not done with the first quarter yet. Second account, 29.28 for the first quarter so far. Now, let's go check this out for a second. YouTube. But you also got to send me your. Oh, look at this! I'm broadcasting. Damn it! It's not what I want. Have a conversation just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Okay, so we got. Where are my videos? I'm trying to find my videos. Why can't I find it? All right, I'm not going to bother. Earlier, but apparently they didn't get the invite. All right, Big Drew, there you go. The invite was sent. There we go. I already talked to you. Now, if you just going to show my videos for this guy. Date, here we go. Huh?
Hi everyone, I'm JC and I'm 12. This is how to receive 10 to 20 checks every month. Hi everyone, I'm JC and I'm 12. This is also your guide to investing for monthly cash flow.
All right, you see that right there?
With daily checks, you can change your life and have a better retirement. First, let me explain dividend capturing. This strategy is over 150 years old.
Right there.
After the crash of 1929, the SEC
11
was formed. The SEC is pretty much the
11 years ago. I've been doing this and sharing this information for over 11 years. Okay? All the exact same thing. I want to get out of that. Back to what I'm doing. Yeah, CPK, yeah, it doesn't work for me. Under Bianca, you receive the dividend if you buy the stock of the XNK.
They reinvest it back into the company or they give it to us.
What's your website called? The 10-Minute Trader, Mike. Robinhood works good. Yes, I like Robinhood. I use that one also for one of my other accounts. Now I have 5 different accounts. I only share 2 with you guys. 2. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Okay. Hey, I got some more balloons over here. Thanks. I don't know who keeps sending me balloons. What platform do you recommend to use? Robinhood will work. But Robinhood, okay, here's the thing with Robinhood. If you sell a dividend, you buy a dividend stock, you sell an option for someone to buy the dividend through what's called a covered call. Now, Thinkorswim, what I use, will allow the covered call to expire worthless on Saturday. Robinhood won't. You have to buy the option back on Friday afternoon. They won't let it go to zero. Okay? And if you don't buy it back, they will buy it back for you, and they won't give you a favorable price. You can't sell a covered call if you don't buy the stock first. The term is covered. Yes, exactly. Buddy Wally, they lowered my strike by some FANG by special dividend. Yep. Never saw that. Yeah, that's kind of weird too. Mike has been doing this for years, and I don't think he's been losing. Yeah, I did. I haven't lost yet this year. I say yet. Okay, when you're a stockbroker, no, I wasn't a stockbroker in my earlier life. Of course, we look at E-Trade. E-Trade would work. Do you know if Fidelity let calls expire? That I don't know. What do you think of Tesla? I think no. Your returns are literally better than most hedge funds. That's correct. I am going to open up my own hedge fund. I'm hoping this year or next year. What's next on the watch list? But yeah, this year or next year, I do plan to open up my own hedge fund or an IDF, which is an insurance dedicated fund, which is always a favorable thing also. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the name of the one you were using. Can you repeat the name of the platform? Think or Swim. It's a weird name. Whoever came up with Think or Swim. Do you need to keep stocks until the payment date? No, you don't. Okay, the reason why, all right, I jump in on a Monday, okay, and I sell the covered call the exact same time I buy it. Okay, I'll give you a quick little example. Okay, we're looking here at Bank of America. BAC. Now I like Bank of America. Bank of America at 35.66. If I look at the 35.50s, I can buy them right here. Okay, what does this look like? Okay, so you see this green line right here? This is my sell order, my buy order and sell order. Okay, I am selling 10 covered calls and I'm buying 1,000 shares all at the exact same time. Now, this right here is my confirmation. Okay, my profit would be $420. Now, I will take my calculator Come on. I need to get my calculator out. Hold on a second. Here's my calculator. Okay, my maximum profit is $420. Okay, that's this number here. Okay, now $420 is my profit. It's costing me $35,000 to make this trade. Okay, so I'm going to divide it by 35,000. $86. Okay, and equal. Okay, that's 1.19%. That's 1.2% for the week. That's where I get it from. Travis, I apologize. I didn't know that Tim Cook opened the pocketbook. Apple does have dividends. Yes, Apple does have dividends. Do you like being old? It's okay. I get away with a lot. I have been told stock drops on the EX date relative to the payout. That's true. What do you think about till rate? Never heard of it. Okay, so that's how I do it. I look at the decent stock. It has to be a good quality stock, number one. Never buy something you don't want to hold for a long period of time. That's always rule number one. Rule number two, never sell for a loss. Okay, carry it forward, continue to sell premiums against it that we have cash flow coming in, and then sell it once you get to that target price. What's your target price? Usually more than what you paid for it. Yeah, thanks, 186. Yeah, I only do dividend stocks. That's correct. Dividend stocks, have you ever heard of poor man's covered call? Yes, but that's not the strategy we're talking about here. Okay, and I do that in a different account. This account here, I make over, well, I have 5 different accounts. This account here, I think it was, hold on a second. All right, this account here, this week was 6.5%. This account here was 4.63% this week. Okay, but my goal is 1% per week. And don't buy at a 1-year high. That's correct. Don't buy at a 1-year high. What are you making weekly? Okay. Well, the goal is 1% per week. Safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. That's the goal. Once in a while, I make more. Now, there you go. Week number 3 this year, 0.85. So I didn't make 1% that week. I say I average 1% per week. What's EDN? No cash. I have no idea. Old man, your stream lagging. I don't know which stream you're talking about. Is it better to invest in less stocks? Well, this week I only had 5 positions here, 5 positions here, 4 positions here, 5 positions there. Each week is different. Okay. This week here, Ford, Comcast, Southwest Airlines, General Motors, and CVS. That's only 5 positions. So it's 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. Okay, so if I have $1,000, that's $200, $200, $200, $200, $200. If I have 100,000, that's 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. If I have $1 million, it's 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000. Okay. Weekly swing stock investment. Okay. I have no idea why you want to call it that, but it is what it is. Okay. I buy dividend stocks before the EX date. I sell the what do you call it? The covered call. So I get that 1% weekly cash flow, and I average about 1% per week. And that comes to over 50% per year. And it's better to invest in less stocks. Is it better to invest in less stock? Well, I can't tell anybody I don't tell anybody what to do with their money. I really don't. I just share what I do. Okay. I got 2 accounts that I share with you. I have 5 accounts, but I only share 2 of them with you. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Okay. Now, the 2 accounts I just showed you. Okay, you can go and you take a look at the numbers yourself. Believe them, don't believe them. That's up to you. I really, honestly don't care. Really, I don't. Okay. I do this because I'm at that point in my life where I feel compelled to share my knowledge. Some people appreciate it. Some people don't. Weekly swing investment. Okay, that works. I'm 19. Can I start now? Yeah, you can. You can start anytime you want. I wish I'd started when I was 19. I would have retired a hell of a lot earlier. Oh, my cookies are gone. But it is what it is. TSN has dividend payout on the 15th. Would that be a good one? Well, Lone Wolf, let's take a look at it. TSN. 54. I gotta change this. TSN. All right, TSN paid its dividend on the 29th of February. So TSN won't be coming back up on the list until another 10 weeks. What are your thoughts on the new little asset management companies publicly traded? Yeah, I saw that too. Love the engagement. Cool. All right. Just joined the program. I just joined the what program do you use to trade? This is Thinkorswim. I don't know if you're talking about a trading platform, but Lone Wolf, TSN, the dividend was the 19th, I mean the 29th of February. Okay? I don't know where you're getting the information on the 15th, but TSN would be next quarter. Can only imagine your return in other accounts. Well, Travis, yeah. Well, this is the easiest one. Okay, this one was created for my 9-year-old daughter. It had to be safe. It had to be simple. It had to be secure. The income had to be consistent and predictable, and there's no possible way she could lose. Okay, so if she only invested in good quality dividend stocks that have increased for 20 years or more, higher and higher dividends, no possible way she could lose, unless she sold at a price lower than what she paid for it. And in our house, that was a no-no. Okay, rule number 1, never buy something you're not willing to hold for a long period of time. So there's no bitching and moaning about the stock price going down. You bought a company, you thought it was good, you deal with it. Okay? If you didn't think it was good, if you thought it was going to go down, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Okay? Number 1, never buy something you're not willing to hold on to for a long period of time. Number 2, never sell at a loss. MSTR. MSTR. No dividends this month. NVDA. Sorry, no on NVDA. I just don't do it. That's what mean. What your thoughts on the companies that are brand new in the game? All right, if they don't have, okay, brand new in the game means they don't have 20 years of increased dividends. 20 years of increased dividends. Okay, you know what? Because your money, you can do whatever you want with. My money, I want to make sure it's safe, it's secure, the income is predictable and consistent. Those are my prerequisites for buying anything. For example, NWSGY is good to invest. For you, maybe, not for me. NWSGY. Well, it doesn't have dividends this month. It didn't have dividends in February, and it didn't have dividends in January. Why no on NVDA? Well, let's show you quickly. NVDA. NVDA. That's NVDD. Alrighty. Now, G80M, NVDA. A year ago, it's around 250. Okay, look at this. Okay, now it's at 800. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's at 950. Okay, that's way too much profit potential there. Whoops, right here. See it? I have no desire whatsoever to pay $900 for a stock that pays 4 cents for a dividend. Not always capital intensive. You can be deep out of the money. Yeah, okay, whatever. By only 3 cent call, 30 cent low capital. Okay, stock split inbound. Okay, all right. G80. You can do whatever you want with your money. Honestly, you can. That company right there pays 4 cents for a dividend. No, thank you. Yeah, responsive to another chat person. Okay, comments. Okay, FRT next week, EX date. All right, Eddie, give me a second. FRT. FRT. FRT is on the 12th. Love the advice and guidance. Okay. What is the top 3 best dividend paying stocks? Agree. Very risky. Oh, now that's nice. Thanks, Lone Wolf. I have no idea what that means, but thank you. He said FRT has a dividend of $1.09 next week, next Tuesday. So you have one opportunity only to get that dividend. Have you a way higher chance of losing 100% of your money that way? All right, Mike, I have no idea. SPY, March puts, can't help you out with that one. All right, so I'm going to take a look at FRT. You guys have a conversation amongst yourself. FRT has a dividend on the 12th of next week. Okay, that's next Tuesday. FRT, here we go. FRT is a monthly optional stock, so I'm going to say no to that one. Who came up with FRT? Eddie. FRT is monthly, which means if I buy it, okay, Eddie, you seeing this right here? 104.78. If I buy it at 104.78, I can sell someone the right to buy it from me at 105, and I will collect 10 cents. 10 cents on a $100 stock. No, that's not 1%. Okay, I'm going to say no, thank you. And then I have to hold it. If I miss my target, I have to hold it for another 4 weeks. So that's why I don't do monthlies. The premium on this one is crappy, and the dividend, and then, yeah, no, sorry. BX. Blackstone. BX. No, BX is not this month. BX is in the first week of February. All right, mass, gold, sir. I have no idea what that means. Thoughts on Thoughts only pays monthly, so I don't look at that one. Do you only look at high beta stocks when selling covered calls? Mike, no. All right, the only stocks on my list, okay, there's over 9,000 stocks that you can choose from. 20 years of increased dividends. That's number one. 20 years of increased dividends. Number two is weekly options. This man isn't charging anyone for this strategy yet. You're trying to poke holes in it, Mike. Why? Thanks. Thanks, Cotton. Sorry, just joined the chat. What was he said? I really don't care. Agreed. What's Mike saying? Yeah, Mike. See if you could understand this. Just for a second. See if you can understand this. This trading strategy, okay? I can tell by looking at your picture, you're older than my daughter. My daughter was 9 years old when I created this strategy for her. 9 years old, okay? It had to be simple. It had to be safe. She could never lose any money, okay? The income had to be predictable and the income had to be consistent, okay? So, no stocks that have not increased a minimum of at least 20 years on their dividend payments. There's 9,000. Wait a second. Okay, FinViz, financial visualization screener. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the screener. This takes a look at every single stock in the stock market. Okay, you ready? Right there, see that number? 9,497. Okay, 9,497. How are you possibly going to get a 9-year-old to look through 9,497 stocks? You just ain't. Okay, so let's go here. Dividends. We put in a dividend yield, let's say, of 1%. Okay, 1%. 4,358. Okay, we just cut it in half. Okay, that's criteria number 1. Has to have dividends. Next criteria, options. Hold a second. Options, right there. I go on to options. Options. 2,696. Okay, that's a lot less. Now, volume. Current volume. Let's get out of that thing. Current volume. Why volume? I don't want to be the only dancer on the dance floor. I want at least 300 shares daily volume. Oh, look at this. 1,395. So we went from 9,500 to 1,300. Okay, now, although this is great, this website doesn't correlate between weekly options and monthly options. Okay, so the difference between weekly options and monthly options is if I get 1% every month, that's only 12% a month. Usually monthly options pay around 2%. So that's what, 25% a year? Okay, great. I would prefer 1% a week. That's over 50% a year. So once you take a list, that whole 9,400 whatever stocks, 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options, you're down to 150 stocks. That's it. You take those 150 stocks, you put them into the calendar. Well, look what you got. January, Comcast, Albemarle, Cisco, American Express, Globe Life, JP Morgan, TD Bank, Verizon, AT&T, Abbott Labs, PNC, Bank Mellon, Procter & Gamble, General Dynamics. Come on, you can't honestly tell me that those aren't good quality stocks. Okay, so that's week number 1. Great, I get 1%. Week number 2, I get 1%. Week number 3, week number 4, week number 5, so on and so forth. Every week, I only pick 5 per week. Do I make it every week? No, I don't. Sometimes I have to carry it over to the next week. And I'll do it again and again. All right, and it's not high beta stocks. It is a simple strategy designed for a 9-year-old. Okay, number 1, they got to have dividends. The dividends have to increase for a minimum of 20 years. Okay, that's number 1. Once you go through that list of 9,000 stocks and find the companies that have increased for 20 years or more, okay, it's easy. After that, do they have weekly options? Great. Now you're down to 150. You take those 150, you put them into the calendar, and they pay every 4 months, every 90 days. Okay? Some pay in week number 1, some pay week number 2, some pay week number 3, some pay week number 4, so on and so forth. There's only 13 weeks in a quarter. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 13. After you get to 13, guess what? Week number 1 again. Okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 13, week, so on and so forth. So you have 13 weeks in the first quarter, 13 weeks in the second quarter, 13 weeks, so on and so forth. So I will buy Comcast the first week of the quarter, number 1. First week of the quarter, number 2. First week of the quarter, number 3. First week of the quarter, number 4. If the numbers work. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is I put it into the trade grid. I look at what the bid is, what the ask is. Okay, this is after I look at the charts, because I need to make sure that the charts all look right. And a third grader can tell you that this is up, this is down. That's all you need. This is up, this is down. Is there a pattern, or is it all over the place? Okay, now this chart here has a nice pattern between June and October. That's it, between June and October. Up, profiting, up, profiting, up, profiting. Now look at this, nothing but up. Okay, there's going to be profit taking somewhere. Me, I'm retired. I don't want to take that risk. Okay, I don't want to buy it at $950 and have it drop. And don't tell me that it can't drop. I remember the gold rush of the 1980s. Okay, it went from 200 up to 800. It took 3 decades for those people to break even. And I don't have 3 decades to wait. So hell no. There's too many stocks that'll give me that safe, consistent, predictable 1% per week. That's all I'm after. Okay, it's a very simple strategy. Don't make it complicated. You don't like it, you don't have to be here. Okay? Anyway, let's progress. I messed up a bunch of questions. Okay. I'm gainfully employed during the calm bubble. Yeah, so was I. Thanks, Mike. Not a problem. But that's the strategy. It's simple, it's easy, it's predictable. What options are you buying? Okay, Zanger, I don't buy options. I don't. I sell options. I collect premiums. 1% with how much invested. Okay, let me ask you a question. If I have 100,000, I collect 1%. How much is that? That's 1%. If I have $1 million and I collect 1%, how much is that? 1%. Okay, 1% is 1%. Kathy, open a TD account. They have a webcast to teach you. Their reps are on the phone, help you out. Yeah, they will. Yeah, the covered calls. All right. Any more questions? We're at 11:30. And I usually stop at 11:30, but we have 141 people here. You guys have any more good questions? Hello, David. What's up? The name of the trading platform you're using. That's Thinkorswim, which is through. Wait a minute. Thinkorswim. It used to be TD Ameritrade, but now it is Charles Schwab. BEN. All right, Eddie, let's take a look at BEN. Isn't that Benjamin Ben Franklin? Yeah, Franklin Resources. That's a monthly. Sorry, Eddie. Hey, it's only a monthly. Riven, R-I-V-N. Riven, R-I-V-N. 12, 13. Yeah, I'm going to say no to Riven. How do you get weekly cash flow? Riven has weeklies. Yeah, I see that, Mike. But look at the premium you're going to collect. Okay? At 12, I'll go back over this way. Okay, Riven at 1280, okay? The closest strike price is 13. Okay? And 13.47 cents. Let's take a look at it. I was looking at the wrong one. All right, hold on a second. Hey, my eyes got to focus. MPW, no, I don't own MPW. My thoughts on MPW. Let me write that down. We'll take a look at it. MPW. All right, I'll take a look at that in a little bit. Right now, we'll take a look at Riven. Now, does Riven even have dividends? Anyone? R-I-V-N. Not in January. It doesn't. Okay, so Riven is a no. Sorry, dude. MPW. MPW. Okay, MPW doesn't have dividends this month. Doesn't have them next month. Doesn't have them in January. It don't even have profits. Stryker, okay? It's Riven Automotive. It's an electric car startup. Yeah. Okay. 1% of 10,000 is only $100. That's barely enough to go out for dinner. Okay, flip and fix. 1%. You're right. 1% of 10,000 is 100 bucks. 52 weeks in a year comes to how much? 5,200 bucks, which is more than 50%. I'm not seeing the issue there. And if you have 10 grand, great. But 10 grand, you can't get to 20 grand without having 10 grand. You can't get 100 grand without getting to 10 grand. You can't get to $1 million without having 10 grand. You have to go through 10 grand in order to get to 100, in order to get to 100,000, in order to get to $1 million. So don't disregard the people starting out with 10 grand. Okay, I started my business 30 something years ago with 45 bucks. 45 bucks I started my business. Okay, so I wish I had 10 grand, 30 someone years ago. RGR. I never heard of that one. I'm 15. What stock do I invest it with? 500. Hyper realistic Patrick Star. I suggest you sit and chill, watch what's happening. They do have a bunch of stocks that are under a certain price. Hold on, let me just go to my watch list for a second. Get this out of the way. Slide this all the way down. Okay. Watch list. Okay. All right. So, what's his name? The young kid. 500 bucks. Where did he go? All right. Hyper realistic Patrick Star. Okay. Can you see this list over here? I mean, I don't know. Are you on YouTube watching? Okay. It starts up here. Okay. I got a list of stocks. Okay. $4 and okay, Siri, SIRA, $4.16. SAN, $4.31. NWG, $6.58. WNEB, $8.35. DNB, $10.44. BBVA, $10.80. DOLE, $11.66. Ford, F, $12.18. PSO, $12.76. So on and so forth. There are a lot of companies out there you can start. You can put 100 bucks into 5 of them, 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay? Collect a dividend, sell it for a profit. You buy it 10 days before the EX date. The EX date's the last day the stock trades. Hold on a second. I'll do this real quick. Okay, that's January 2024, February, March. Here we are in March. Okay, next week we have FRT, AIG, NOV. You find yourself a company like, I like Robinhood because it's simple and easy. Okay, you can buy FRT, put 100 bucks in FRT. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, for instance. Hold on a second. I only have one eye to see with, so I have to take care of it. Getting a little heavy. FRT. This is hypothetically, okay? You have $100, 500 bucks. You go to a Robinhood, Acorn, Webull, A1 Finance, whichever one you prefer. I prefer Robinhood. It's simple and it's easy. And it's right there. That's where my grandson has his. Okay, 100 bucks. You find out which one you like. FRT, AIG, NOV. What do we have here? ALB, CMA, DVN, blah, 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 blah. Okay, 100 bucks here, 100 bucks here, 100 bucks here, 100 bucks there. Okay, then you look at the profit. Okay, you'll have the ticker symbol on the left. On the right, you'll have the option of putting profit for dollar, profit by percentage, profit by give you a bunch of different ones. I do profit by percentage for my grandson. Okay, when it goes up like 1.2% or 1.5%, I sell it. Okay, so $500, $100 into FRT. When it hits 101, 102, I sell it. Go into the next one because you get these ones this week. Next week it's Cincinnati Financial, MDT, Monsanto, BH, LB, so on and so forth. All these companies week after week after week. Okay, and look what we have in April. Okay, and it's in April, in May, June, July. Okay, you're 15. You have so much ahead of you that we all don't. Okay, now, stock market's been around for over 420 years. The first stock was traded in 1602. Been around for over 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be greedy. Bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. Okay, take your time, learn, put a little bit here, a little bit there. Never buy something you don't want to hold for a long period of time. Never sell at a loss. Make sure they have dividends. Make sure the dividends are increasing consistently. Worst case scenario, they'll give you higher and higher dividends. Okay? It's not a profit till you take it. If you see it going up, take your profit, move on to the next one. Because as you can see, I only have 150 stocks in my portfolio. That's it. Okay? And it's over and over and over again. I will look at Comcast 4 times a year. I will look at American Express 4 times a year. I will look at Walgreens, Wells Fargo, Clorox, Siri, Kroger, Nordson, Key. I'll look at each one of those companies 4 times a year. If the numbers look good, if I get my profit, great, and I'm on the other way. You look at the 1-year chart, look at the 90-day chart, look at the 30-day chart, look at the seasonality chart. Okay? If everything looks good, odds and probabilities in your favor, you'll do fine. You're 15. Okay? I don't know what you're doing here. This is safe income, predictable, slow, steady, slow, steady 1% per week. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the next NVIDIA that goes through the roof. Okay? I'm 60 years old. I don't have 30 or 40 years of my life to wait for something to go up. No, I want the consistent and predictable income. That's what I want. Okay, I can understand if you want something different. But I applaud you for wanting to get started early. Good for you. When trading this strategy, are dividends part of the 1% as income flow? No, dividends are not part of it. Okay, dividends are a perk, fallback, plan B. Okay, if you don't get the premium, okay, my idea is to get in on Monday, sell the stock, grab a premium. Okay, hyper realistic, Patrick. You're not going to be able to do this until you have more money, but you can collect the dividend, and the dividends will slowly increase. And if you do it consistently, it will grow faster and faster and faster. All right. Yeah, no, the dividends aren't part of that. What else we got? Thinkorswim is available in all countries. I'm in South Pacific. That I really cannot tell you. But if you get yourself a VPN, then yeah. Because VPN, you can sign in anywhere. Okay, you can be in Tahiti and sign in Boston. Okay, you can be in Alaska. Well, you can be in the Soviet Union and sign in through Boston. That's called a DVN. I have no idea what it means. I love this. How often do you go live? Kathy, I do this every night, 9 p.m. for the first quarter. Okay? The first quarter ends at the end of this month. Second quarter starts April 1st. I will decide then whether I want to continue doing this. Because basically, I'm just looking for a small group of people that want to get together in the series on a daily basis. Okay, every morning, well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we jump on at 9:15. The market opens at 9:30. We make our trades. We discuss the trades to make sure everybody understands what we're doing. Okay, and then we're usually off by 10 o'clock. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we jump on at 3:15 because the market closed at 4 o'clock. We want to go through all our trades to make sure we're in the best position to get that 1% per week. Okay, we'll go through the numbers to make sure everything works. After that, we see you again on Monday. But that's a paid service. That's what I'm looking for, to get a halfway decent amount of people that want to do that on a consistent basis. Then I can jump on my boat and float around the Caribbean and make a decent amount of living. That's my objective. But right here, me and the wife are up in the Boston area because she has some medical issues we need to take care of, and the best doctors are up here. Forever, hello there. Let's keep going. Mike. All right, Al, what do you think about the going into 3M off cycle? Al, I don't know what you mean by that. I think it's just to cover your back in case you're stuck with the stock. Hector, I don't know what you mean by that. I think I'm missing part of that conversation. Thoughts on Rose and KSM? What is Rose and what is KSM? No to Rose January, no February, no March. No to Rose, KSM. So ASM. No March, no February, no January. No to KSM. Can you trade with prop funded accounts? I don't know what a prop funded account is. Dividend stocks, less growth, more suitable for low risk investors. Thank you. Do you trade options? Yes, I do. What do you think about going into 3M off cycle? I don't like it. I actually sold my 3M today. I think it is just cover your back in case you get stuck with the stock. Okay, joined. Are 401 scams? Yes, they are. Buy Shiba, you guys, until, yeah, no. Are you using a 401k? No. 401ks aren't meant for, you really got to do your research on the 401k. All right, I'm not a professional on it, but from what I read, from what I saw, from what I understand of it, no. Because if the federal government needs money, they can go and take your 401k. And that does not make me a happy camper. Charter stock, never heard of it. Depends on your company's match. Well, that's true too. What about an IRA? Well, it all depends on what your goals are. Okay, you have two different kinds of, well, there's a bunch of different kinds of IRAs. You have your Roth and then you have your regular IRA. One's taxable, one's not. But it all depends on what your goals are. I suggest if you're really interested, you talk to a tax strategist. Tax strategist will be able to help you out. Yes, I'm retired. 60. I'm having trouble opening an option account with Fidelity. What is a tax strategist? You need to Google that. Someone will help you not pay taxes. Google. Do I have an IRA? No, I do not. Broadband, cable TV, similar to Comcast. Okay. What's a CPA? Certified Public Accountant. Dividends pay weekly. I'm missing the concept still. Wow. You're missing the concept. What is a Roth IRA? Something that's non-taxable. They tax your money first, put it to a Roth IRA, and they say hypothetically you can take the money out without being taxed. That's what they're saying today. Wait 20, 30 years from now, they may change their minds. Dividends pay weekly. I'm missing the concept still. Why do you not own a Roth IRA? Because I don't want one? Because I take my money into my own hands. I take responsibility for my own money. Dividend pays quarterly. Yep. You pay more tax than needed. No, I don't. My account is held in a corporate account, and it's taxed on disbursements, not on gains. So if I have no disbursements, I don't pay taxes. And if I do have disbursements, the profits are offset by the losses of the company. So if the company loses money, I don't have to pay taxes on the gains from the stock accounts. That's why I have to talk to a tax strategist. I was starting to catch fire. I have no idea what that means. Disbursement. Oh, you definitely need to talk to a tax strategist if you don't know what that is. What about a dividend covered call selling strategy? That's what we do here. Companies that lose money every year go out of business. That's correct, unless you have an account that can fund it to not go out of business. Targeting 1%. Yep. Al, I can't believe you're still here. I'm trying to listen to see if the wife is still up. Okay, you guys get any more questions? 146 people here. What are my other revenue sources? I don't have any. I multitask. Good for you. OMF. What the heck does OMF mean? I have a weird perverted mind. That could mean anything to me. All right, we all done? No more questions? Does general wealth make life easier? Yes, it does. Stocks, you puts. Stocks, you puts. Oh, okay. Great live. See you next time. Lots. NEM. Where did NEM today? What stocks do I have? Well, in this account, I have Ford, Macy's. In this account, I have Ford, Macy's, 3M, and Kohl's. Where can I get a list of your 150 rotating stocks? 90% dividends. Cool. I see your wisdom of owning only a few covered. What is your career? I'm retired. What's a good stock to put in a young child's account? I would say rotate it and kick the dividends and just get a good set of stocks. Do the dividend kings. Those are great. And the dividend aristocrats. You can't go wrong with those two. How do you factor in trade fees with a lower investment? Try to find a company that doesn't charge you fees, like Robinhood or Acorn or M1 Finance. What are your thoughts on Ribbon? Nope. Generally, the list by cross-references dividend. Thanks, Al. No dividend, but beyond will I have no idea what that means. Make you rich. Nah, okay. What scanners do you use? I don't. John, I take a look at all the stocks. Okay, if they have 20 years or more of increased dividends, that's scanner number 1. If they have weekly options, that's scanner number 2. And that's good enough for my 9-year-old daughter. Then we take a look at the 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, and the seasonality. And then we check the numbers to make sure. WBA, yeah, it's Walgreens. I'm probably going to double down on Walgreens on Monday. But let's take a look at Walgreens. Nobody asked about Walgreens today. Well, that's because they don't have the dividend. WBA is Walgreens. They already paid their dividend, okay, on the 16th. You have 1,000 shares. JEPI, no. Adding and adding. Yeah, I had to stop on my 3M because I had too many. All right. Quick chart. WBA. WBA. Okay. WBA a year ago was at 34.30. Hit a high of the year at 36.58. Then she dropped and had a bottom at 1975. And that was the end of November. On 1975 was the end of November. Okay, the beginning of January, we're at January 2nd. We're at a high at 27.05. From there, she dropped to the bottom, and that was on Tuesday. That was 2042. Now look where we are. 2042. 1, 2, 3. 3 days to the upside. I have a sneaky suspicion Walgreens is going to keep going up. What platform are you using? That's Thinkorswim. Thank you, Thinkorswim. Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers for Walgreens, WBA. Okay, the bid, 21.17. The ask, 21.25. Did you notice that? Okay, who else has Walgreens, WBA? The bid and the ask are both higher. Right? Can you explain the concept of wanting a dividend from a stock that's in a downtrend like WBA? Sure, Christian. Hold on a second. AT&T is in the first week. Billionaire Gladys. Can you explain what stock is to a new investor? What site to go to and what kind to start with? Okay. How many positions are you carrying into next week? Ooh, hey, go Sox. This is the first time I'm hearing from you tonight. Okay. as far as I remember, I have JWN, which is Nordstrom's. I have KSS, which is Kohl's. I have Ford. I have 3M. I have Macy's. I have Walgreens. Right at this moment in time, we're looking at Walgreens. So, Billionaire Gladys, interesting name. You're new, so I'm gonna assume that you understand what a company is. Okay, you know, Walgreens, Moody's, Bank of America, Lowe's, Starbucks, Capital One Finance, Wells Fargo, any company. Now, there's two different companies. There's a private company, which you have no choice in the matter. You can't buy. Kind of like Wrigley's. Wrigley's is a private company. Mars is a private company. Duracell, private company. How do I know this? Warren Buffett bought all the shares. They're no longer available. Okay, it is what it is. The company I'm looking at now is WBA, which is Walgreens. I'm sure you've heard of Walgreens. Now, if you take some of your money, okay, you invest it into Walgreens, you buy shares in the company. Now, for that investment that you make, you get to share in their profits through what is called a dividend. Now, Walgreens pays out a dividend every 90 days or every quarter. January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, August, September, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. Every 90 days they pay out a dividend. If you own the stock, you are entitled to your share of the profits. The more shares you own, the more profits you get. Okay? Now, what we're doing here is we're looking at good, safe, solid companies. The prerequisite, or what I like, is 20 years of increased dividends or more. Okay, there are some companies that pay more than 50 years of increased dividends. Every year, higher and higher and higher dividends to the shareholders. So the absolute worst case scenario, if I buy Walgreens, I will collect the dividend. Next year, the dividend will be higher. The year after that, the dividend will be higher. The year after that, the dividend will be higher. That's the worst case scenario. However, I want to buy it at the current price, which at this moment in time is $21.25. Okay? I then want to sell my rights to my stock to someone else to buy it from me at $21.50, which is 25 cents more than what I paid for it. It's kind of like layaway or a down payment. Okay, you put up a small amount and you hold that. It's like, I'll give you an example. If you have a car sitting in your yard, someone comes by and say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for your car. You say, okay, how about I give you $100 now? You hold it for me until Friday. If I don't come back on Friday and give you the $1,000, you can sell it to someone else next week. Basically, that's what it is. So, Walgreens, WBA, at this moment in time, the current price is $21.25. All right? A covered call means you buy the stock first and you sell the rights to someone else. You have to buy in 100 share increments. Okay, 100 shares is one contract. 200 shares, two contracts. 300 shares, three contracts, so on and so forth. At this moment, I believe I have 2,100 shares, which is 21 contracts. All right, so at the current price, $21.25. The strike price, or the agreed sale price by next Friday, okay, $21.50, which is 25 cents more than what I paid for it. For that privilege or that down payment is 33 cents a share. I know it does not sound like a lot of money. However, let's do the math. 33 cents a share is what someone is willing to pay me for the privilege of buying my shares at $21.50 anytime between Monday, when I buy them, and Friday, when the option expires, because we're looking at what is called a weekly option. Weekly options expire every Saturday. Don't ask me why it's a Saturday, because the stock market's not open on Saturday, but The last trade you can make is Friday at 4 p.m. The market closes and it expires on Saturday. So the idea, buy it at the current market price, $21.25. Sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at almost the same price I just paid for it, $21.25. So the strike price, $21.50. They will pay me 33 cents a share. Here's where the math. Okay, if I'm collecting 33 cents a share as a premium, okay, and I paid $21.25, I divide it by 21.25, and that equals 1.5%. That's for the week. I know 1.5% doesn't sound like a lot of money. However, there are 52 weeks in a year. So let's multiply that by 52 weeks in a year, and that comes to 80% per year. Okay, so if you have $100,000 and you make 80% per year, that's $80,000 in profits. Okay, that's why we do safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Now, I only do companies that have increased their dividends for 20 years or more, or they're on Warren Buffett's list, or there's some exceptions. I like companies that are 100 years old, consistently increase, and have longevity and historical performance behind them. I do not look at companies like Google, nope. Apple, nope. Nvidia, nope. A few other ones. Hold on a second. Facebook, nope. PayPal, nope. Anyway, if it doesn't have 20 years or more of increased dividends, I don't like to look at it. Now, I will look at Comcast, but Comcast started in 1964. That has over 65 million paying customers on a monthly basis. So I like those numbers. So yeah, I will do Comcast, even though Comcast is not a 100-year-old company. All right, so that's what I do. Safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Having the odds and probabilities in my favor. I hope that answered that question. And what stock to use? Okay, well, at this moment in time, there's 9,485 stocks in the stock market that you can choose from. Out of all of those, only 150 fit my parameters. Okay, more than 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. This way I can have a safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Okay, so I put those 150 stocks into each quarter. There's 13 weeks in a quarter. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, I'll look at these stocks on week 1. I'll look at these stocks on week 2. Look at these stocks on week 3. Okay, we're going into week number 10 next week. Week number 10, just to give you a rough idea, would be companies such as CMA, Comerica, DVN, which is Devon Energy Corporation, Leggett & Platt, Macy's, the Hanover Insurance Group, T. Rowe Price. I'm pretty sure you heard of most of those. Okay, that's all I look at. It's companies that have good, decent historical performance, and I check the numbers to make sure everything works, so I get that safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Okay, hopefully that answered everything. We're still looking at WBA, aren't we? Okay, so I got sidetracked. Sorry, guys. All right, so WBA, at this moment, if it makes sense, you explain it to me. I mean, let me know. Okay, as of today, which was Friday, the very last trade today was 21.16. All right, now, here is a clue. Okay, this is a clue that the market maker gives us every once in a while. The last trade was 21.16. All right, the bid 21.17 by 21.25. Both are higher than the last price, which is an indication that the market maker is going to push the price up. Now, I am into WBA at 21.50, I believe. So I will sell mine first thing Monday morning, 33 cents a share. Okay, now 33 cents a share, I'm going to clear that, is going to be 1.5% for the week. And Okay, see, whoops. Oh, no, WBA. March. Wait a minute. Doesn't WBA have its EX date this week? Oh, no, that was all right. So yeah, there is no dividend for WBA this week. That was last week, a couple weeks ago. So anyway, I will collect a nice little premium for WBA. How many positions are you carrying into next week? JWN, WBA, and there was another one. Kohl's. And I have 5 different accounts. Okay, so that's one account that I share. I share 2 accounts with you guys. That's it. I check out Game Boy. Nope. Yesterday. Yeah, whatever. All right. When you were trying to explain buying your option back and then reselling it, it was the same as rolling. Yes, basically that's the same. NVIDIA Go. Yeah, whatever. You see Macy's? No, I didn't. I actually have Macy's. Let's take a look at Macy's. What did Macy's do? Okay, Macy's is only $21.15. I do have Macy's. All right, you guys, it's 12:15. I've been here since 9. All right, 165 people on a Friday night. Is Microsoft going to buy TikTok? I really don't know. Buyout news, really don't know. I can't answer that question for you. All right, so call it a night. All right, let's call it a night. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Sounding great. Night. TikTok. It has to be sold 6 months. Why is that? Night, dude. Yep, have fun. Thanks, Mike. Mike, I'm still waiting for you to sign up, dude. Join us in the mornings. Have a greater night. Big thank you. What state you located? Boston. Hey, Lone Wolf. You had some good questions there. Good for you. Thanks. Good evening. All right, you guys. Night over there. Good night over here. Congress is mandating that they sell in 6 months or get banned. Yeah, I like to see that happen. You know why that is? Because the government doesn't want us talking to each other. Okay, don't want us sharing information. You really think the government is approving of me sharing this kind of information? Hell no. Learned so much tonight. Way to go, Ray. What time will you be on tomorrow night? Same time, 9 p.m. How are you? I'm getting a little tired. See, my eyes are getting heavy. My eyes are heavy. My sights were dim. Think Microsoft will buy it. Hey, it would be nice if they do. I have no idea. Forcing someone to sell, that's just not right. You know, that they're same bat time, same bat channel. I remember that. Batman! First night seeing you. Are you teaching? Well, Prez Dog, this is the first I've seen you. TikTok needs some freedom. Yes, it does. I might have to move on over to Twitter. Because more, what's his name? Elon Musk don't take no crap. Wish stock is good for Monday. Well, we will see, won't we? Okay, Maurice, jump in again. Join us next time. Ready to join your trading team? Well, way to go. You know where it is. Well, hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. It's right there. Okay? The 10-minute trader. Smack dab in the middle. Take you to my Patreon. Lost my life savings in penny stocks. I feel bad for you. Safe, simple, predictable, and consistent. Way to go. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, I can't do penny stocks. I tried it once. You ever see what the bid and the ask is? You know, you can buy them. You can buy them cheap. Selling them, no. Since recovered. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Now, I don't know if you like penny stocks. This might be a little boring. Might be a little boring for you. The problem is that I made a lot of money, but never sold. Yeah, they have an old saying. Would you like to hear it? It's not a profit until you take it. Write a caption. Dividend stock investing for weekly cash flow using pre-qualified dividend stocks for a safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Period. And share. Not seeing the link clearly on the screen. Well, you can go to the10minutetrader.com, or you can go right up here to my bio, right? And it should take you to all my different websites. No one ever went broke taking profits. Go Sox! I love that saying. I actually stopped and write that one down. Prez Dog. Thanks, man. All right. You guys have a nice night. It's that time of day. All right. You get blue light glasses. Hey, Jen, what are you doing back? I thought you left for the night already. Oh, you know what, Jen? Hold that thought for a second. Let me see if that thought actually works. Oh. All right. What do you think, Jen? Ah, see, now I can't read anything. Oh, I can't read it. Can't read it. Gave it a try. Gonna play poker. Way to go. Into the next week. Dividend. Must be polarized. Yeah, wrong, blue. No, these ones are blue. I'm nearsighted, so I can't really see. All right. Play the man, not the cards. Yeah. Love me some dividend stock talk. Thank you. Oh, they're made for reading the screen. All right, I'll have to see if I can get some of those. Thoughts on QYLD? Yeah, a little too late, Robbie. I'm just signing off. Anything fun planned for the weekend? Yeah, QYLD is I think it's an ETF. So that's not on my list. I don't do ETFs. I haven't met a single ETF that paid over 30%. That's why it's not on my list. Did your friend from Cali go home? Yes, he did. We went out the other night and we had fun. I had an epiphany. Since you were buying 10 days before the EX dividend, yeah. Good to know. I followed, so I circled back. Next living sounds interesting. All right, Robbie, sounds good. If you end up holding it for a while, you have less pressure to get 1%. Yeah, I know. Once you carry it over to the next week, less chances of getting 1% the second time around than it is the first time. Oh. That's much better. All right, because the dividend helps you get the third week. Yes, it does. Correct. Are we buying stocks from week 11 next week? What is next week? Next week is week 10. So we're looking at week 12. 2 weeks before. Jen, week 12. Look at this. Still 139 people hanging out. You know what? I'm going to take a quick break, use the restroom, and then maybe I will come back. See if the wife's still asleep. If she's asleep, maybe I'll come back. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, wow. I feel so much better now. All right. Sandy absolutely sold the covered call, Sandy. Already sold the covered call. You already got the money. All right. ET, thanks. That's awesome. I don't have Robinhood in Canada, but James has used it. Yes, I like Robinhood. What's the chart on the right? That's Thinkorswim. The premium goes into your pocket immediately. Absolutely. Do I even have to be here for this conversation? Okay, the wife is sleeping, and I still have, 30 minutes left of battery on my phone. Oh, I don't have to be here for the conversation? Thanks, Jen. I'll take it from here. Makes life so much easier for me. Teach you a couple of things and you already know what you're doing. That's the idea of it, though, isn't it? All right. All right. Powering off. Turning down. Oh, that's sweet of you, Jen. All right. Anything you want to talk about now, Jen? Go over some numbers or whatnot? Whoops. Did you say you're thinking of getting another boat? Yeah, but we have to check and make sure the wife is going to be okay first for traveling. James, you are okay doing this for nothing, something unique in this world. Well, Cotton Press, I'm looking to find a few key people. All right, your margin account is open. Jen, I would suggest you do not do margin, okay? Only reason being, margin's great because you make twice as much when it goes up, but you also lose twice as much when it goes down. Okay, there is I don't know how did they talk you into it? I lost a lot of money on margin account when I first started. I agree, don't do margin trading. Now I do margin trading because I've been doing it for a long period of time, and I understand the risks. Did they explain the risks to you once you sign that margin agreement? Because if you go for the 1% per week, you'll actually be getting 2%. Been doing this for over a month and having success every week. All right, Wade, way to go. No explanation given. All right, look at it this way, Jen. Now, number one, I'm trading with you, so you can ask me questions as we go, and I'll help you out as best I can, but I can't tell you what to do. Study price action before then trade. Okay, Mr. Howell, all right. Margin is great. Okay, you're putting, let's say you put in $1,000 of your money. The broker will put in $1,000 also. So now you have $2,000 to play with. Okay, so you can get twice as many stocks. However, if the stocks go up, you make, for every dollar the stock goes up, you make $2. Every dollar the stock goes down, you lose $2. And you still have to pay for that margin money. Okay, so the two accounts that I share, okay, these two accounts here, okay, this one's all cash. Okay, you see with the interest rate I receive. This one is margin. Okay, so this one made 2.3%. Okay, this one 2.3% for the week, right there, and this one made 5%. You make twice as much in a good part when it goes up, but when it goes down, it's twice as bad. Okay, once you know how price action, you can get funded account, and then you can use profits to trade your own money. Something like that. But anyway, Jen, I would suggest you use your own money first before you use margin money. Like, I know why you told me not PHM a week ago at super high. Well, it found a taller ladder. Do you trade under an LLC? No, I trade under a C Corp. because under a corporation name, you pay less in taxes. I had a cash account, and to be able to sell options, I needed this account. Yeah, I understand that. But tell them you don't want margin money. Oh, yeah, because when you're doing options, they don't allow you. You can't do options with a margin account. Okay, but you can buy stocks with an option account. Most important part, Jen, is trading risk management. Okay. How do you set up a C corporation for trading? Have you done a Roth IRA? No Roth IRA. See, my corporation is teaching people how to trade. In order to teach people how to trade, I have to be able to trade. Kind of funny that way. No, I don't buy NVIDIA because it doesn't have increased dividends for more than 20 years. Serious question. When it's Friday 3:30 and the stock is not even close to the strike price, why? Because it's not. See, the funny thing with stocks is they go up, they go down. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. All right, my eyes aren't focused. Even consider buying it back for a penny when it's not even getting called. No, don't. Let it expire worthless. Why pay the commission? Okay, you have to pay the commission and you have to pay everything else. Do you think markets are controlled? Of course they are. You know, it's always nice to play the game with the rules. We got 108 people here. Got to be some more questions. All right, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm just going to go to bed. Anyone? Bueller? Thanks, Mr. Howell. DWAC. What is DWAC? Okay, so on today's call, we were talking about buying KISS back and reselling it, but why? Oh, no, because somebody had multiple positions in Kohl's. Okay, I think he had 4. He bought it 4 different times. Okay, I think let me bring up Kohl's like KSS. Okay, I think he said something about 28, 27, 26, or whatever it was. But when you have it different places, right? And then he dollar cost average down. So when the numbers come in all different, what's different? How dividend is different from buying stocks? How does your website? Does your website cost to join? Well, PresDog, to be part of the morning session where we actually do the live trading, yeah, that does cost. It's $100 a month. How dividends is different than buying stock? Well, you have to buy the stocks in order to collect the dividend. An old man told me years ago, son, whenever there's big money around, they're finding out how in your pockets. Okay, makes sense. But I don't consider mine as big money. I consider mine as small. What do you think about DWAC stock near election? So, yield max. No. User Todd Ray. It said no. All 3 of those. DWAC. I've never heard of DWAC. DWAC. Digital World Acquisition. I can tell you no right away. Because number one, they don't have dividends that have increased for more than 20 years. Okay. Trump's company. Yeah. Sorry. Still no. Okay. Unless Warren Buffett buys it, and then I will take a look at it. I'm going to fly out to see you. I need an afternoon time. Trade just on hype. If I thought markets would tank on Thursday, how would you use this information best? Ooh, that's a good question. Now, Jen, I have no problem whatsoever. If you want to fly on down, we can have lunch. They have some good seafood here in New England. They do. Buy bunk coin. I'm going to say no, break free. Now, Cortland, you think the market's going to tank on Thursday? Okay. My thoughts are, okay, if you think that the market's going to tank on Thursday, you can use it any way you want. Okay, but hypothetically speaking, most of the companies I look at, most of the companies in my portfolio are 100 years old. Okay, this is not the first crap that the U.S. Economy has seen. Okay, you have World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the stock market crash of 1919. You have the Great Depression. You have Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan wars. You have Y2K. You have the dot-com bust. You have the oil embargo. You have the crash in 1987. Yet these companies still continue to increase year after year after year. I see no way possible that Coca-Cola is going out of the company, going out of business. They've been making Coca-Cola for over 100 years. I'm pretty sure no matter what happens in the economy, Coca-Cola is going to continue to make Coca-Cola. All right, you're welcome, Jen. But on that matter, we have seen dozens of currencies since the start of the United States. The stock market's been around for 400 years. Okay, we've seen plenty of different currencies come and go. We've seen plenty of different legislative branches come and go. We've seen a lot of political crap going on in the country. Okay, we have seen huge markets, huge downturns. There's not going anywhere, especially with sugar-free Coke now. Yeah, well, they're still going to make Coca-Cola, no matter what. They've been in business for over 100 years. They ain't going anywhere. Same with Ford, General Motors. What do you think about the whole Wall Street bets with the GameStop a few years ago? Well, that was strategic, is what it was. Very smart of them. Okay, Cotton Express. Yeah, you're right. The S&P index may fall, but I don't do the S&P index. I do good quality companies. Each company I look at, I have no problem holding for a long period of time. Now, in my lifetime, I have seen the stock market crash several times, and yet the stock still continuing to go up, and those companies still continue to increase their dividend payments. So I'm not really too worried about it at the moment. What do you think of Forex? It's not regulated, all right, and you have to actually sit in front of your computer hours upon hours looking for setups. Yeah, I tried it once. There was no rhyme or reason to it. Was just answering Cortland's question. Okay. What stocks do you like for dividends? Okay. On November 6th, what will be the market do if Trump, Biden? I really don't know. Really don't. But I'm pretty sure the companies will continue to increase their dividends regardless who's in office. Because, it doesn't really matter if Trump's in office or Biden's in office. It's the deep state that actually makes all the rules. Trump is going to, if he gets elected, going to make a few bumps and bruises here and there, but he's got 4 years, and after that, it's going to right back to normal again. Jason Lawley. I like General Motors, Macy's, Ford, Bank of America, companies like that. All right, we basically done. Do you guys have any good, decent questions out here? Yeah, we're at 12:30. What do you think of Apple? Ooh, I bought me some Apple. What happened to S&P 500? Okay, let's take a look at Apple real quick. AAPL. Okay, trade AAPL. Now, Apple is one of those companies that's so freaking huge, it ain't going anywhere. All right. Going to check out your website. Looking forward to learning. All right, Prez Dog, you got it. Have any questions? Hey, you have any questions? You really want to feel safe and secure? DM me with your phone number. I'll give you a buzz. What do you think about? Yeah, no. Do you think Coca-Cola premiums are garbage because the stock is not very volatile? Well, it's one of the safest stocks out there. They have increased their dividends every single year for over 50 years. Okay? Over 50 years. That's 5 decades. 5 decades of continuously increasing their dividends. Yeah, they don't need to. All right, Press Dog, see if you do it. Okay, so Apple a year ago, look at this, at the bottom of the year, 147.72, shoots up nicely. I mean, from 172 up to, what is that, 197? I mean, that's nice. Profit taken up, profit taken up, profit taken up, profit taken. I love it. And then let's take a look at the last 30 days. All right, 30 days ago, we're at the 30-day high at 189.99. It's like 190. The market boils down to what institutional money thinks about future earnings. Well, that could be interesting, but not necessarily so, because we, the people, the buyers, we do have some say, but not a whole bunch. Okay, so from 30 days ago, the 30-day top, okay, 190. The 30-day bottom was yesterday. I love the movie, folks. At the end, Tom Selleck finds the Coke Stokes. Okay. The bottom was yesterday. Today, she went up. Okay. It had a nice gap down on the 4th and the 5th. Okay. I have a good indication that this thing's going to go up and fill that gap. Individual investors don't make a dent, James. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But you have institutional investors, and then you have the rest of them. Okay, the institutional investors do move the market, but there's still enough of us to do something. Okay, so there's 2 gap downs with Coke on the 4th and on the 5th. Okay, today we're trying to challenge that opening. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Go Sox. I actually bought Apple today. I actually bought 2 different positions, and they were calendar spreads. So I like those. You have higher rate of return. Okay, so you have 70, 73 was the last trade. 70, 48, and 70, 50. I guess it's my biggest question. Should I try to do my own trading or pay an investor? Ooh, how did you learn about stocks? I have no idea how to get started. Hold on a second. Those 2 questions. Let me take those on for a second. Apple's turning momentum to the upside. It looks like it, but look at the bid and the ask. Okay, Go Sox. Okay, the last trade was 70.73. The bid 70.48. The ask 70.50. Both lower than the last price. Okay, but at the 70, at the 170, it's going for 264. So your sale price would be 172.64, which is a nice little profit. And it's Apple. And you got these 2 gap downs, which are going to fill eventually. So I have no problem whatsoever jumping into Apple. And the premiums are nice. Okay, how did I learn so much? I have no idea how. Okay, I've been doing this since the 1990s. Okay, I got into manufacturing. I was making something, and they were throwing so much damn money at me, I had to figure out what to do with it. So I made a shit ton of mistakes. That's the best way to learn. Make a shit ton of mistakes until you stop making mistakes. That's basically all there is to it. They say wisdom is the one thing you cannot buy. You have to earn it. And I have earned it, really. I've made more money in 1 week than most people make in a year. I've lost more money in 1 day than most people make in a month. Okay, I paid thousands of dollars for education, for this strategy, that strategy, this and that. Thousands upon thousands over a 30-year period. Okay, I've paid my dues. Wisdom does not come cheap, and you cannot buy it. Okay, so School of Hard Knocks is where I learned it. Okay, this trading strategy I share here is the same strategy I taught my daughter when she was 9 years old back in 2008. It's safe, it's secure, it's predictable, it's consistent, and there's no possible way you can lose if you do it correctly. Okay, what I mean by do it correctly, only buy stocks you want to hold on to for a long period of time, and make sure they pay their dividends consistently increasing for more than 20 years. That's 2 decades, increase higher and higher and higher dividends. Okay, so if the stock goes down, don't sell at a loss. Rule number 1, only buy stocks you want to hold. Never buy something you're not willing to hold for a long period of time. Rule number 2, don't sell at a loss. Plain and simple. Okay? 20 years of increased dividends, there you go. Weekly options, there you go. Safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. That's what we're looking for. Okay, Prez Dog, I guess my biggest question, should I try to do my own trading or pay an investor? I have 2 ways of giving you this, right? You're going to pay one way or the other. Education is not cheap. If you do it on your own and you lose, there, you paid for it. If you pay someone and watch over someone's shoulder, you're going to pay for that too. Until you get to the point where you say, you know what? I'm good. I can do this by myself. There's nothing wrong at all. And I'm sure if you have children, I'm sure you walked behind them and you held the bike while they were learning, or they had the training wheels. Okay, everybody crawls before they walk. Everybody walks before they run. Okay, so your biggest question, here's your answer. You're going to pay one way or the other. It's your choice. Okay, like I said, wisdom is not free and wisdom does not come easy. All right, let's go up, Sam. All right. 5 daughters and son. Wow. Oh, good for you. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons. It's only okay I buy 1 share at a time and build up my shares as I get more money to buy more. Yeah, actually, that's perfectly fine. Caught AMD today. Orlando, way to go. What is AMD? AMD. Wow. Why the hell would you buy AMD? You're back. No, it is. I had to go to the bathroom and check and see if the wife is sleeping. So what am I going to do? Go there and sleep? I got nothing else to do. When the broker called you and said you were done, did you go on tilt? I couldn't sleep for a week. Traded. Orlando, I have no idea what you mean. Okay? Because AMD, it went up high. So I don't know if you bought it, if you sold it, if you had it, if you acquired it, when you bought it. Too many unanswered questions. I know what AMD is. My dad is a private equity. Should I listen to his advice? Jude, that's a tough question. Okay, you should always listen to what your dad says. But listen to what your dad says. If it makes sense and you're okay with it, great. Right, Orlando, bought puts today, caught the drop. That's awesome. Okay, Jude, yeah, listen to what your dad says. See if it makes sense. Okay, listen to what I say. See if it makes sense. Listen to someone else. See if it makes sense. It has to be safe and comfortable for you, no matter what it is. Always listen to parents. No one loves you more than them. Yeah, that's true. But my dad was wrong. Shit ton wrong. I'd listen to him, but I wouldn't do what he said. Okay, I went out. I had a philosophy. It's like, ask enough people the same exact question. Eventually, you'll get to an answer that you're okay with. Where do you go on FinViz to filter out weekly options and increase 20? It doesn't have it on FinViz. Okay, sorry, FinViz just doesn't have it. I did it backwards, Travis. I went and I downloaded the Dividend Kings. That's 50 years of increased dividends. The Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of increased dividends. The Dividend Challengers, 25 years of increased dividends. And I think the Dividend Champions are 15 years of increased dividends. What's your largest holdings? At the moment, it would be 3M, but at tomorrow, it won't be because I'm getting called out tomorrow on 3M. And I'm okay with that. I didn't make as much of a profit as I wanted to. What do you think of Tesla in the next 2 years? I have no idea. I don't really think of Tesla. I wouldn't buy one. If somebody gave me one, I'd use it until it broke, and I wouldn't pay to have it fixed. Wife asked me to hand her chapstick, and I gave her a glue stick. She's still not talking to me. That's a good one. I heard some wife actually superglued her husband's penis, her cheating husband's penis, to his leg. All right, I'm getting tired, guys. It's 111 of us out here, and only 3 or 4 of us are asking questions. Better than cutting it off. Yeah, that's true. All right, so I remember 2 of them. The Bobbitt chick, she cut it off, threw it in the field. He had it put back on. That's a good one. Peter Lynch and Buffett always preach, don't buy anything you don't understand. That's awesome. Okay, so I heard of 2. I heard of one, Bobbitt, cut it off, threw it in the field, but he had it sewn back on. Second one, chick cut it off and put it in the garbage disposal and turned it on. How often do you do live talks? Every night, 9 p.m. Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, I can't afford them, but you know. But I actually took a look at Berkshire Hathaway Holdings, and I actually have a list of all their stocks, and I trade all their stocks. So I don't know if that's the same or not. But I do plan to open up my own fund one of these days. I just have to get enough capital and enough historical performance. How high would premium be if you sold calls on BRKA? BRKA. BRKA doesn't have any options. Rather than interrupting the end of the night, is there any time you typically go through your process? Yeah, it's usually, I usually go through the process all night long for us newbies. It's the same thing. I just go over one stock after another after another. You can afford Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, no. Because Berkshire Hathaway is nothing more than a conglomeration of stocks. Why wouldn't I just buy each individual stock when they have their dividends? Companies need to have wide moat. Kings, aristocrats have wide moats. Okay. Should I put money into a 457R stocks? I don't know what a 457 is. I know zilch, but got real lucky with VKTX. 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 Viking Therapeutics, 71. Is that right? That can't be right. VKTX. VKTX. Oh, yeah. I see that. That's nice gap up. You recommend in and out on the queue. I don't do the queues at all. Yeah, Prez Dog. That's nice. It's nice that you know to get out and take the profit, because it ain't a profit till you take it. Best advice to give as I'm 18-year-old starting my long-term account. Consistency. Okay. Co-Power, 5K. Consistency. Whether you start out with, with $50 or $100 or $500, whatever you start out with, consistency. $5 a week, $10 a week, $20 a week. Consistency. No excuses. Which software is that? Thinkorswim. VKTX is on fire right now. No, it ain't. It was. Okay, it went from 38 to 99, then had a little bit of a pullback. Now it's at 71. That gap is going to fill eventually. What do you think about Meta? It doesn't have enough historical performance for the dividend increase that I like. Yeah, well, I see that. It went all the way up to 99. PHM is on fire right now. PHM. Yeah, but it's got to be profit taking somewhere. What do you think about very underrated stock that everyone should get? Not financial advice, of course. Okay, you're still on the young side. Okay, You can do whatever you want. You have time. I'm 60. I don't have 30 years to make mistakes. Pulte. We looked at Pulte the other day. Compatibility error has happened. An unexpected error. Okay. All right. See that thing that just popped up? That just means I'm getting booted off of Thinkorswim again. Okay, Pulte. I don't have time to do it because I think I'm getting booted off. Yeah. CoPower. All right, go so CoPower, CMG, and Apple. Why booty? Well, once a week, Thinkorswim upgrades or updates. Okay, so they updated all the ones on Charles Schwab. Okay, so right now, everything from TD Ameritrade is getting switched over to Charles Schwab. So I have several different accounts. Some of them are still with TD Ameritrade, and some of them with Schwab. The one with Schwab got booted this afternoon because they were upgrading. I have tons of SCHD, Tech Stocks, and TSM. Okay. But what do you plan on doing with them? Do you plan on just holding them? Do you plan on continuing contributing to them? Because here, I do the trading, okay? I buy, I sell, I buy, I sell. I look for that safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. SCHD is a conglomeration of a bunch of different stocks. Cap, I traded with Schwab this afternoon on TOS. Yeah, I did too. But I think it was around 11 o'clock, I think it was, or 10 o'clock. Copo, you got good health and life insurance. Top 5 highest dividend payouts. I have no idea. Continuing to add. That's great. Thoughts on annuities. That's for old ladies. Old ladies with lots of money. Sorry, annuity. Just put a big fat chunk of money in and just collect a slow drip. If it's big enough and you're okay with it. Okay, I was not blessed with billions of dollars or millions of dollars. Okay, I wasn't born to a rich family. Okay, we were on welfare growing up. I had to fight for everything I earned. I live off of my interest. Annuities wouldn't do it for me. Okay, I don't have enough for annuities to make sense for somebody like myself. Ooh, it's 1 o'clock. I've been doing this for 4 hours. I'm done, guys. Alrighty. I just don't have any more. Well, I do, but I'd rather just go to sleep. All right. We can continue this again tomorrow. You're getting sales pitches hard. Good for you. You're welcome. Great job. Hey, Bo Doc, you're still here. Holy shit. Jennifer, thank you. 50% commissions on annuities. Yeah. That's why people like to sell annuities. I wouldn't do it. But that's me. What do I know?